Rated M for mature.
X019 hype! Easy completions, xCloud, Giggity. This is Achievement Hunting 101. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Achievement Hunting 101. I'm FuFuCuddilyPoof, and thank you for listening. This is level 69. Giggity.
Yeah. And I'm done.
Oh, we're not done. You know
need a
there's
hot
going to be
towel.
lots of inappropriate jokes. I'm going to need to censor quite a bit on this episode because there's nothing but immature hosts with me. Joining me is Corey, Nate, Elle, and Michelle. What's up, guys?
Woo!
And girl.
Oh boy.
Hello.
This is going to be a long episode.
Hello,
Oh, boy.
lady. Yeah.
So be a
We
good
brought
one
Michelle with us to help keep us, calm and appropriate.
Oh,
We
that's
needed a mom.
absolutely not going to happen. But this will be good enough episode to someday put up raw and unedited for Patreon folks, I think.
This will probably be a good one for that because Elle's here.
Well,
Yeah, happy Patreon day thingy.
Oh yeah, that was today.
yeah, you guys
Oh,
did
yeah.
something pretty cool for the patrons today in Discord, didn't you?
I
Yeah.
think we did. I need to pay that out.
Yeah, there was a couple of giveaways.
Well,
That's
what
what
did
he's
we
doing.
do?
Don't yell
what
at
did we
me.
do, Corey?
We totally noticed on our own that it was National Patron Day. It was not P-Tart telling us. And then Rocker, being the swell guy that he is, gave away 3 AAA games. Oh,
You put them together, maybe they make AAA, but yes,
Now,
that's right.
the point is here, just for being patrons and being in our awesome patron chat that is hidden only to patrons, they were able
Super top
to,
secret.
put in for some game giveaways. So that's pretty exciting and a good reason to join in on the patron fun.
Yeah, and it's not the first time we've done it either, so it's Patron Day, so we went a little crazy there for a second.
Yep, but we have to thank our patrons because they're amazing.
We love you, patrons.
yeah, Yaris for everybody.
Hopefully I at least sound a little sexier to your ears.
Oh.
He does.
And
Corey,
why
I
is
think, has
that,
the most
Corey?
noticeable difference in quality.
You and your
No longer as
bangers.
echoey.
At least on my end, it sounds pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, yeah?
Well, and that's
Your end looks good to me, too, on this level 69.
oh boy.
That's gross.
Well, and to be the moderator to keep bringing things back to center. This is because
Oh, no,
I
I'm
think
going to let this go.
was this mentioned last? I don't remember, but we were able to reinvest some patron funds into the podcast to get some better recording equipment, which I believe Nate started using already, and this is Corey's first time using the new recording equipment, correct?
It's actually both our first times.
So you're both
Yeah.
going to
Wait,
sound
they
extra
used
sexy.
it before?
Yeah.
All right,
It's our first time together.
2/3 sexier.
that's right.
It's
So-
science.
And I used Patreon money to buy pants. This is my first time wearing pants during recording. Thanks,
Teenage
patrons.
Ninja Turtles.
So
Wow.
big thank you to the patrons. We hope you'll notice this bump in audio quality and just want to make sure you're all aware about how we're so grateful to be able to use this to reinvest into the show and hopefully produce a better product. We just can't do anything about Elle, though.
We didn't get him one because we knew he wouldn't use it.
That would
All
be
right,
So
correct.
pants are really for all of us, though. I mean, it's not less distracting. It's not less obscene.
Sarah's going to appreciate it if she comes back on.
Hey, video games.
Oh, yeah. So I guess we can
Oh,
kind of
okay.
continue on with the show. We had some big news this week, and I really don't give a rat's ass on what you guys have been playing this week. So I kind of just want to jump right into X019.
Oh,
Whoa.
I want to
Flipping
go
the
off
script.
I gotta
I
scroll
want to go
down.
off script this week. Yeah, I can't speak. Yeah,
You're that
scrolling
excited.
down. Let's go.
Don't
Let's get
speak.
into X019. Oh God, he's singing
We
again.
know just what you're playing.
Okay. So, like I said, we get into X019. I want to talk about this. I know we're all been excited for a bunch of things that have been announced. I think the one thing that has been the overarching topic of X019, and they just constantly hit on it, and we'll probably continuously talk about it, but is Game Pass. Holy crap. Game Pass is... it was already incredible. It's got even better, and it's going to get even better in 2020. There is an entire list of like over 50 games that have been announced for Game Pass. Some have been playable, some are playable now, some will be playable in the future. What are a couple of games that you guys are excited for? I'll kick it over to you guys first because I think I've got the longest list here.
Wow.
Elle,
So
you look excited. You're waving your hand. Not that anyone can see that.
Or his pants.
I'm waving my pants in the air in the shape of a
He's
square.
saluting his shorts.
Damn it, you ruined my rhyme. I was going to steal your thunder, maybe. I'm not sure. Well, clearly
Okay.
for me, the ones that stuck out the most were the entire Final Fantasy collection. Any
Yes.
Final Fantasy game that has been out on the 360. And the one will be available. I believe that's not until 2020.
Yes.
Yes.
And
And just to run down the list, that includes Final Fantasy VII, 8 Remastered, 9, 10 HD Remastered, 10-2 HD Remastered, 12 The Zodiac Age, 13, 13-2, Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13, and Final Fantasy 15.
Michelle, you ruined it.
That's awesome.
That's like 5 years worth of games right there.
I was going to
At
try to get
least.
them to read the Roman numerals, Michelle.
No.
There's
Ruined
no
my
Final
plan.
Fantasy 1, so
Ruined my
I
plan.
can't play these.
Yeah, you have to play them in order.
I'm
Yeah, I got to play them in order, sorry.
because the story is very sequential.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Who knows?
I am with you, Ellen, that this announcement really excited
Same.
me and then depressed me immediately when I realized I would play none of them. However, the fact that this will now be available is amazing. Like that's a huge deal, and I hope that is kind of indicative of Square softening toward Xbox.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
Squaresoft. What?
It's going to be a long
I like
night.
unintentional puns.
Yeah, you know,
Squaresoft.
the trips Phil Spencer has been taken, in Phil we trust, has been taken over to Japan, has seriously been paying off.
Yeah.
Like, we've gotten all kinds of things, all kinds of JRPGs are coming to the Xbox. And like you say, you know, just an entire list of Final Fantasy games, which I'm excited for because 8 and 10, I've a couple of times, you know, been tempted to buy it. I think they've both been on sale once or twice. So it's like, do I want to? Nah. For one reason or another, I didn't buy it. I am so glad I didn't buy them now because now I'm going to get them for free.
Same boat. And I'm excited, too, that they're console and PC. So you can go take these on the go, play them on your Surface, play them on your laptop, whatever gaming rig. So with Game Pass integration with xCloud, you might be able to play on your phone, which for someone like me who really enjoyed the older Final Fantasies, the hope that maybe they'll port something, which is typically the cell phone Final Fantasies for the earlier games, in a way that we'll be able to access it as Xbox gamers is amazing. So that, of all there are plenty of other great games that were announced in here, but that was the immediate sort of like eye-popping wow sort of moment of the show to me.
Oh, for sure. Especially, I know us as achievement hunters and Corey and Nate are incredibly quiet this section because they couldn't care less about this stuff. But, you know, for casual players, having all these Final Fantasies in Game Pass is a big deal. Like, they're big name titles. The Final Fantasy is one of the biggest franchises out there when it comes to gaming. One thing I do want to point out, though, is one Final Fantasy that is missing is 14. And there was another interview with Phil Spencer about that. And just pull out a quote real quick. He said, Final Fantasy 14 is a game I've been dedicated to along with, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher his name, but Yoshida-san, I think. I might have
You
gotten
got
that,
it.
actually.
You're good.
Oh, you should
Yes!
have
Yoshida-san finding a solution to bring in the game to Xbox. And while it's not all in the news today, I wanted you to know that, rest assured, we will be bringing that game to Xbox. So they have a couple of struggles right now bringing it to Xbox because Final Fantasy XIV is the MMORPG. It's actually one of the biggest. I didn't realize that until doing a little bit of research right before the show. It's got like 16 million active accounts on it. Like, that's humongous.
Yeah.
But that is actually crossplay between PlayStation 4 and PC right now, which should be really good news if anyone has played that on one of those two systems. I don't know if there's an actual achievement list, but when it comes to Xbox, if an achievement list gets generated and you have a ton of progress, it should just start auto popping achievements. So that's cool.
Yeah,
that's for you, Famna.
Does have an in-game. It does have an in-game achievement list. I think there's some issues that they have to hammer out more with the fact that it is a pay-for-monthly game, and there's some conflict with, like, you're already paying for Xbox Live as a monthly service, so you don't want to end up with people effectively getting double charged to partake. But that is an encouraging sign. I know they are definitely trying with this sort of thing. Like, I'm not familiar with Crossfire X, maybe? That was another one of the games they talked about during X019.
Yes.
Another, like, PC multiplayer environment kind of thing. There was another game they announced during E3, Black Desert, maybe? Was that it? I'm not familiar with this whole thing, but there was another big MMO style game that they announced.
Phantasy Star Online.
Right. They're definitely working toward those, but with Game Pass on PC and all these other things, I guess it's not really all that surprising.
Yeah, Phantasy Star Online and Crossfire X apparently are two humongous games, like over in Japan and whatnot. So just once again, that trip to Japan is really paying off for Phil and in turn all of us. We're getting two humongous games. And I knew nothing about Crossfire X, but it looks really cool. At least the trailers that they showed.
Well, I know nothing about Yakuza, but
Yakuza is another one
that people seemed excited for.
I was going to say real quick.
I'm excited for that.
That I think I misspoke when I said all the Final Fantasy games. I don't see Maxima on this list, so it looks like all the numbered ones.
Wasn't there a pocket one too?
Yeah.
That was like the Final Fantasy 15. A King's Tale also isn't part of it. There are a couple of exceptions.
Yeah, most of the number ones, 7 and up. So we don't have 1 through 6.
Right.
Which apparently are the best ones.
Are we still talking about Game Pass stuff?
I think we should hear from what Nate or Corey found interesting, since we've all had our turn at this for a little bit.
I'm all coffeeing up. Go ahead, boys.
I have a feeling that we have a similar list.
Oh.
You want to go like just round robin with me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Go round robin.
I know what it's
I'm going to start with one that is actually available today. And maybe this one doesn't go up your alley, but Rage 2 is out on Game Pass now, and it is one I've been eyeing. And it finally hit that right price of free $99.
I'm excited for that one, but I definitely want to go through Rage first because I'm sure the story connects and I'll be lost without it. So
I've heard good things about Rage 2. It looks neat.
I've heard good things about Rage 2 also.
No.
Well, so my turn. I'll take something way less AAA, and I've talked about it before. Carrion. I love
that
it.
one did not make my list.
Is that on
probably
Game Pass?
Should.
It's going to be on Game Pass.
It will be.
Yes. Yeah,
there it is. Yeah, I totally missed that one.
Yeah, indie kind of platformer action adventure. It looks like. Hopefully a Metroidvania. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've seen that word. I've seen that word connected.
That's
with it.
that what's it called? Devolver Digital title, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I remember seeing that at E3. That looked interesting. I don't know if I'll play it. I'll be honest.
All right, well, I'm going to skip down my list, and I'm going to go for a Metroidvania that's on here, and that's Supraland.
Oh.
Did you see that, or did you miss it?
I missed it. Yeah, it's been a crazy work week, so I kind of missed a lot of the sizzle reel, and I haven't actually gone through and watched all the videos yet, but because there's so many, it's like ridiculous.
Oh, it's crazy.
All right, I will see your Superland, and I will spot you Cyber Shadow.
Okay.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is like Ninja Gaiden on NES, on crack. Looks super cool, super kind of retro, run and slash, it looks like. So, the old in me is just really looking forward to that one.
I don't remember that.
You go ahead. You don't know what to say.
Yeah, I don't remember Cyber Shadow.
You probably don't remember any of these games.
Yeah.
It's Cyber Shadow.
I remember quite a few. I don't remember that one.
Shown very briefly in that sizzle reel. Like everything was shown for like 10 seconds, if that. So, but it was included in there.
It's very
definitely
possible.
had a little piece of time.
I mentioned it a while ago, but you may surprise you. I look for Metroidvanias all the time.
No way.
When I'm doing my Bing searches, my search term is Metroidvania, and so I go there and I go to Reddit, I go to wherever, and I look for all the new Metroidvanias that may possibly exist, even or thoughts that might exist about Metroidvanias. I check those out. So I've seen this one for a while. This one's not a Metroidvania, but it's kind of in that same wheelhouse. So it just kind of came up.
All right. Well,
I have a game I'm waiting for one of you guys to say.
It's probably this one. I'm going to save my big hitters, but Double Kick Heroes. Is that it?
Does look good.
That's not it.
Okay. Do you know what Double Kick Heroes is?
I don't.
Let me read the first sentence. Double Kick Heroes is an explosive metal rhythm game set in an apocalyptic world.
Oh, is that the one with the
Yep, with the car.
with the car?
Exactly.
Oh yes,
Yep.
I do remember that. Oh yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. That looks interesting. I want to play that.
I hope you two get a
You will
chance
be able to
review it at some point, because I remember you did one
Let's do
review where this is exactly what you did. You like read the description before you started to play it, and then you gave what you thought it would be, and then came back sorely disappointed. But it was an interesting approach. Void Vikings. Okay, I thought it might be that, but I didn't want to misspeak. But it sounds like you could do a very similarly situated review of that game once it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, we should do that again, Kenny.
Yes, let's do it.
Put that on the calendar.
So is it Nate's turn?
It is. I still have at least two more.
So I know one of you are going to say, I'm waiting for this one game to pop up.
Of course we are. Well, I don't want to steal yours, but I have to say my friend Pedro.
Yep, that's one of them. Yep.
Now,
Okay, tell me about that, because people seemed really excited when that
Right?
came up during the sizzle reel and all that, but I honestly have no clue what this game is. I've never seen it before. I hadn't heard of it before. If you've mentioned it on the show before, I apologize. I listened to every episode, but I may have missed it or blacked out or something. So what is my friend Pedro, and why is it exciting?
I don't really know a whole lot about it. I know that it's out on PC, but just from the action I've seen, it looks like a very fun kind of action platformer with a lot of shooty.
It looks goofy.
Yeah. So it came out on PC and Switch, and so I was pretty gutted when we did not get it. But as Koosh mentioned with Carrion, and we've seen The Messenger, and now this, hopefully Xbox is becoming friends with Devolver Digital, and we get more of these. So
It's another Devolver. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good sign.
It's actually a very popular game among those platforms, so it's going to be very good. Let me read you the first sentence of this one. My friend Pedro is a violent ballet about friendship, imagination, and one man's struggle to obliterate anyone in his path at the behest of a sentient banana.
What?
How can you not be excited for that game? Oh my god, I have to play it.
I was like,
So
all right,
from what
ballet,
I've seen, it's
friendship,
side-scrolling,
banana.
and I'm trying to think of a similar game where like you have like time kind of slows down and you aim and shoot. Cause I think
You're thinking
like
Max
that.
Payne.
I've never played that.
Well, that time
Super
slowing
hot,
mechanic is
I think.
definitely... Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I knew Fear had a time slowing mechanic.
It does, yeah.
I'm thinking of more of a 2D game.
I have no idea.
Probably has an H in it, but that's okay.
Okay.
Oh, that was yours.
We can share that one.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm just going to mention this one real quick because I've already beat it and I've already played it, and Waka's going to talk about it. But Tracks, the train set game.
I haven't jumped into this yet. I really want to play this. Like, this is the kind of game that's up my alley, and I haven't jumped in yet.
The term game is debatable, but it is an easy 1,000, and it was a nice surprise on that day because I was looking forward to not paying $20, but buying it for $10 on sale. So Game Pass is even better.
And if you want to hear a whole thing about that, listen till later on. Waka did a whole thing on it, like Corey said, so we're not going to step over him on that.
Boy.
Nate, you have another game?
Well, yeah. Let me just. I can't just pick one. There's just
keep
so
going.
many cool
Let's keep
ones
going. I
So,
told
like,
you we're all excited for a ton of games.
That's right.
So it's the developer of Virginia. They've got a new game coming out. I can't remember the title of that specifically, but that looks really cool.
I think that one is...
Shoot, I just watched the trailer again for it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the problem is that like I didn't get time to do my homework to watch all of these and like write each one down in the description, but just from that short sizzle reel of that game looks really cool. And there's a lot of games kind of like that, where they seem like smaller experiences, but they look really cool. And that's just what I love. Now I don't have to buy them necessarily.
Last Stop is the one from Virginia.
Last Stop. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, it looks, I don't know. It looks so interesting. I have absolutely no idea what this game is really going to be about, but I'm interested. It has a crazy trailer. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Speaking of crazy, my next game would be one that we mentioned last week, Skatebird.
Yes,
Skatebird.
That's the game. So after listening to you guys talk about it, I went and saw the trailer, obviously at XO. This looks great. It looks so dumb, but it looks great. And Tony Hawk mixed with chickens. That's awesome.
So when you talked about it last week, the discussion came off as, well, it would be nice to see this, but we won't. Like, this wasn't something you expected, right? This was kind of a wishful thinking thing?
Until I like really read the article, but if you went to their website, it doesn't look too great. But I guess it's really happening. So I'm surprised. Well, I'm not too super surprised, but I'm pleased with it. That's for sure.
And that's the kind of game where it's just going to do amazing in Game Pass. And well, that and a lot of indies really are going to do well in Game Pass because you're going to have way more eyes on you, and it's going to be, and God, 10 to 100 times more people are going to find it because it's on Game Pass. Like, that's definitely something when it comes out, I'm absolutely going to play. Whereas before, I might not have played until it came on sale. So
I know, I'm sure you both still have more in your lists of games, but we haven't really mentioned any of the first party stuff. Did it really take us this long to mention that Halo Reach is coming on December 3rd?
It has. It's definitely something I was going to bring up later.
Which Saving the best for last.
That is.
I mean, that is
exciting.
honestly one of the best. Halo Reach is incredible.
So who's on your fire team? And is it going to be Prue?
I'm down. Let's go, Prue. Hey, I got a brilliant idea. You guys are going to love this.
Okay, we're ready.
We're going to cancel Borderlands and we're going to play Halo Reach.
Yes. Done.
There we go.
Done. Prue, book it.
Let's do it.
Like Borderlands wasn't canceled already.
Prue will
he's
cry,
not entirely wrong.
Prue will cry.
But he's playing Halo, so Halo's better than Borderlands.
Besides, aren't you guys still racing to complete Master Chief Collection?
Doubt.
I think that race stopped a while ago.
One of us are. I completely forgot about that. I
No, you did.
Except for you getting reminded once every 3 weeks or so.
And like once every 3 weeks I go, oh yeah, that's a thing. And then I go through my work day and completely forget about it. No one ever reminds me. It's just like, oh look, it's 10 o'clock at night. What game should I play? Halo. No, it's like let's remind Kenny of that at 9 a.m. So he has all day to forget about it. Yes, Halo coming to the Master Chief Collection on both PC and console. That's huge. About time. The community has been asking for that to come to Master Chief Collection for years now. Sticking with the Microsoft Studios ones, something that I about jumped out of my seat when I saw this at E3, and now that it's here and it's just amazing. But Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition on the PC, it's not console, just PC only. Like, it's girly scream. Yes, I'm so excited.
You didn't have to tell us a girly scream. That's what it sounded like.
Just some blood.
That's redundant.
I try not to like super scream because I think Brooke's sleeping and she's like right above me.
Whoa.
Is
that what that is?
Bunk beds.
Level 69.
Level 69. I walked into that one.
So there's a small word of warning on that one, though. cheats disable achievements.
Oh, not going to happen.
That's so good. Now you all
I actually
now you
don't
all
mind
get
it.
to experience this game, and you don't just cheat it.
I mean, I wish there was cheats, but I'll still play this one, like occasionally, not super hardcore.
It looks so good. I was watching one of my favorite streamers play this game. Man, it just looks so good. I'm so excited for this. And just as a testament to how good this game really is, there's still a massive community for this. Pro tournaments go on all the time. Hundreds of thousands of people are, in this community, and it's a 20-year-old game. Like, it has literally stood the test of time at this point. Like, it came out on Windows 98. It is one of the best RTS games out there, which I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that's actually really excited about an RTS game, but...
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
doesn't do it for me.
That's why you're here. You're to represent that voice.
Yay! Elle, what are you excited for? You've been quiet. Unusually quiet.
Well, the other obvious thing that I would be excited for is the Kingdom Hearts Xbox One collection announced.
Yes! Wait, you're excited for this?
Yeah.
I would not have thought that. Well, I guess Final Fantasy. I guess that makes some sense.
Yeah, I played the first one on the PS2. I never quite got around to the second one. And I did start 3 on the 1, but didn't make much progress. But this is an excuse to dust them all off again. And unlike Final Fantasy, this is all going to be new to the Xbox. It was previously only available on the PlayStation. So you could censor that one out.
So I have a feeling that I want to play them, but I think I would start 1, and then it's just going to be too old for me to keep my interest.
I think they
My fear.
I think they prettied them up. They gussied them up.
Yeah, they are remastered, all the ones that they're
You think
releasing.
they'll feel too old? I mean, 3 played exactly the same.
I mean, I could be wrong. I just that's my fear.
So, I can't
You
remember
played
if I brought this up.
Tracks. You could play...
Debatable.
Tracks is a 30-minute game.
And I know you were just playing Tracks because you wanted the storyline bonus for GTAS this week. But you should be playing Kingdom Hearts.
Well, I think that might be part of our problem. If we made a competition for next year to get the most completions in Japanese RPGs that were originally released between 1997 and 2007 on either the PlayStation 1 or 2, then I think we'd all be really motivated to get this stuff done.
All right.
Yeah, F the Metroidvanias. Let's do it.
And the Metroidvania room's getting killed at the end of the year. It's done.
How dare you?
It's done.
How dare
It
you?
had a full year. It had a full year. So,
Come on over to my Metroidvania server.
Speaking of,
Just don't boost
there's
it.
still another another Veiner on the list.
Ooh, do it.
Oh.
Real quick, before we jump off of Kingdom Hearts.
How dare you?
How dare you!
Veiner Wag.
Just to be super clear, it is Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5, 2.5, and then the 2.8 final chapter prologue. God, I hate their names. They're so stupid.
But I think that
Yeah,
includes
the names
all...
are pretty terrible.
I think that includes all the games, though.
Yes, the 2.8 specifically is the one that you really want, as that includes all of them, all the
Like all the DS
3DS,
games?
all the 3DS
Okay.
ones and stuff like
So
that.
Chain of Memories and stuff like that.
3DS.
Chain of Memories,
You
365
forgot,
over 7 days
Game Boy
sleep, or
Advance
whatever it
here,
is.
son.
Yeah. You forgot Nobody Cares .7. Let's go back to that Vayner.
Oh.
Well
whoa.
then, you know what?
The gauntlet is getting thrown.
Go ahead,
Just
talk about
saying.
your stupid Vayner.
Oh.
Oh.
Two Who Luna Nights.
KooshMoose needs Viagra badly.
This is actually the latest Vayner by Playism, and you might know them from that lovely Vayner Mamadora on the Xbox One.
The one that was
Also-
impossible to get on your tag?
Also, La Maluna La 2, but
Yes.
only if you're in the Eastern market.
Well, they're actually going to release they're supposed to release, that's supposed to be out for the US, but they're also going to release the compilation, 1
nice.
and 2. That's also supposed to be coming to the US markets, but I haven't seen anything from it. I emailed the developer because I was like, "We're supposed to be getting it. Where is it?" And he said, "Yeah, that's not happening right now." So
there's a lot of Vayners on the horizon.
Oh yeah, there's no shortage.
Absolutely not. Another game that it looks really interesting. I think I'm at least going to try it. I don't know if I'm actually going to like it in all honesty, but this looks like a total Nate game. West of Dead
world premiere.
Does look interesting.
I don't know. It's one of those things where it looks interesting enough where I feel like I at least want to boot it up and try it. I don't know if I'm going to like it. The thing that makes me want to try it the most is the fact that you're Ghost Rider.
Well, the beta just released today, I think, right?
Did it?
Yeah, I thought I saw an article on that.
That sounds correct. I was actually trying to look this game up, and
interesting.
I've been highlighting the game and searching on Bing, but when you search West of Dead, the first thing that comes up is a news article from today. West Virginia father marries one of his daughters after murdering her boyfriend.
Oh, West Virginia.
Oh my goodness.
That's where Prue is from, right?
Mama.
But yes, the open beta is now live until November 25th.
Interesting. Okay.
This other site just told me that West of Dead apparently stars Ron Perlman, so that might be awesome to someone.
Rhea Perlman?
Yeah, that was a big highlight of the show.
Ron and Rhea Perlman.
Yeah,
Koosh, I knew you'd get that one.
Oh dear. So, I mean, are we okay to start including some because everything we've talked about right now is a Game Pass game, but there were some non-Game Pass games talked about, which is crazy.
There were?
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm not sure if Kingdom Hearts is... I'm not sure if Kingdom Hearts is going to be Game Pass, but everything else...
Yeah, I don't know that Kingdom Hearts is. I feel like that was kind of a separate announcement, just that it's coming
I just got excited.
Yeah.
To Xbox, but there was quite a few.
I have one more Game Pass game.
Oh, go for it.
I have one more Game Pass game. It's a PC game, and I actually kind of wonder what your guys' opinion on this because it's an oddball one.
Sucks.
Hearts of Iron 4. And the reason why this is an oddball one is because it has 92 achievements for 1,504 gamer score.
All right, Michelle's in.
Nope.
That's weird.
Keep going.
Nope.
Did you look at the achievements? The majority are like 1 and 2 pointers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's...
What?
Yeah, so
you can use
I'll read you off of first
games,
a couple.
Right?
I guess so.
It's
so like the very first achievement is Canada First for J Black. Join Axis as Canada, 1 point. Friend in Need, 1 point. Mine is bigger than yours.
Giggity.
No one's going to take it? I really think
the visual is lost.
That one's 2 points. But yeah,
the game does not look fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't care about the gamer score. I don't care about the the weird gamer score values. The game just doesn't look like it would be fun.
Oh God, what is this game?
That's obviously personal.
It's the game you brought up.
It's a strategy game.
No, okay. So I originally looked at the achievement hub, and I just thought, oh, strategy, real time. Kenny will like this, I love RTS. And now I'm looking at the screenshots, and it's not at all what I expected it to be.
Yeah. Well, it's too bad. You said you're going to play it, so
I probably have to do it now.
It's an RTS, and it's going. And actually, this is one of the games that is available now. So,
one more game for L, Streets of Rage 4.
Yep, that was it. How did you know?
Because we're one and the same.
Ooh,
very excited.
Anybody, before M takes us into AAAs or whatever, anybody excited by Scourgebringer? Just me?
Just you.
Like, in all honesty, like, I did watch the X019 show, so I don't have the excuse of, like, I was so busy I didn't get to it because I was watching it as it happened. But there was so much content that I don't... And that's a whole other discussion about whether that's good or bad, because we have more choice than ever, but in having more choice than ever, we're kind of getting drowned at the same time.
Absolutely.
But I honestly don't even recognize that title, so I can't be excited for it because I don't know what it is. So what is it?
Well, I don't even know. I don't think. Like I said, I didn't go through. I haven't seen everything.
It looks pretty, but it's a roguelike platformer.
Yeah, that's fine by me. It looks a lot like
Dead Cells.
Well, I can't. No, not Dead Cells. Is what I'm thinking.
It looks like Omega Strike to me.
No. That's not what I'm thinking. Gosh, I just played this like a month ago.
Time Spinner.
No,
I was just about to say that.
All I can think is Lick Spear because stupid Waka was talking about that today, and it's like Lick Spear. You guys move on, and I'll come back to it. But it's it was a difficult kind of like a Zelda-ish, but like they didn't explain anything and you're running through it. And why am I asking you guys? You haven't played it.
Jack Quest.
No.
One in that same thinking about how there was just so much that it was hard to take in a lot of the information because it was just so plentiful. One of the games on that highlight reel that stuck with me, though, even though I don't know that I'm interested in it, is the Red Lantern. It's this game where you're like trying to survive the wilderness and you have sled dogs. It just looked so distinct from everything else.
The Alaska game.
Yeah. So I don't really know much else about it. I haven't looked into it, but it's coming to Game Pass, and it was distinct enough from other things in the trailer that title actually stuck with me.
This is roguelite, resource management narrative game. That is quite the mix of genres.
Oh, jeez. This is why TA has so much trouble with genre definition.
Trying to Google the Red Lantern is impossible because all I get is DC Comics.
Scroll down a little bit. It looks like a pretty game.
Or just write video game after you write Red Lantern. Usually Google's pretty good about parsing that out.
All right. Hyper Light Drifter. The art style looks like Hyper Light Drifter.
I mean, I guess
checked.
if you say so.
Yeah.
I think we need to cut out all the dialogue in between when Nate brought this up and when Nate figured it out and just replace it with that 3 hours later thing.
So I checked. It's not the same publisher. It's not the same developer. It's just the art style reminds me of it. So once again, something I have to go check out, but I get very excited by art style. Like, I mean, it's one of the things I love about indie is that everything's just different. It's not like super shiny,
100%.
Like AAA craziness, but so I definitely like the stylish.
But
indies.
that's the beauty of Game Pass is you can go and play it and dabble in it and see if it actually is to your liking without having to invest any more in it or that feeling of now it's in my backlog because it's just additional. Yep.
Yeah. Anyone else have anything else they want to mention with Game Pass before we move on?
Well, I think Michelle was going to move on to some larger titles, right? Or some bigger.
Not necessarily, but I was just going to bring up. There were a couple of other games announced, and I guess we'll get into xCloud as a whole thing. Well, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but there were a couple other games that they did announce. They showed off the new game from Don't Nod, the development crew behind Life is Strange.
Tell me why.
Yes. So I have not played Life is Strange still, other than a little bit of episode 1.
What?
I know.
Go play that. It is so good.
Yeah, I get the feeling it's kind of got a similar, I don't know what the word, like aesthetic issue for me as Oxenfree had initially, where it's like, this is some emo 16-year-old and I'm just not in that mindset at all. And once I pushed past the beginning of the game and started to play the game for what it was, I loved Oxenfree. So Life is Strange is probably a similar thing. This is a whole side discussion, right? But like some people really enjoy the Mass Effect style games because, well, some people like Prue will spend more time creating their character in their first day playing it than they will actually playing the game. I'm the complete opposite. I just hit default and go. I don't really like character creation. That's not my thing. I prefer to experience the story, which is why I liked Japanese RPGs growing up. So, did that offend?
Sorry.
No, that's okay. So I'm not exactly sure why I went down that particular path, but attachment or association to the character is important for me in enjoying the narrative of a game, and these games that star, late teenagers, I just don't associate with that mindset much. So it's harder to get into those stories. But I just gotta, again, Oxenfree was very rewarding. So Life is Strange, I'm sure, will be the same way. I just have to sit down and do it.
It is, but it isn't about being the teenage girl. Like
I know it's not
He would
about
know.
that. It's not about that.
Yeah, it's really not. Like, there's so many things that happen in the game that's so far from that. But I really don't want to say anything because it's such a story-driven game that if I tell any little thing, it's spoilers, and it
I
really
still have the
could
Z
ruin
to
it.
Z spoiler cast episode of Life is Strange downloaded to listen to someday.
One day.
One day.
Oh man.
But in addition to that, they also announced a couple of, allegedly popular games on PC are coming to Xbox. One being Rust, which is a survival style game, and another one being Kartrider Drift, which is a kart game. I had never heard
That
of
looks
either.
great.
But they had the guys.
Rust is very popular.
Yeah, and that just shows you like how out of touch I am if it's not in the Xbox ecosystem.
You start out completely naked.
Giggity.
Elle's paying attention.
Conan.
Go on.
That's just it. You're naked.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there's a Naked
Yeah.
and Afraid game? Sweet.
Is it another like Fortnite style, like you're building stuff to try to?
I think it's more like Ark.
No, that's MOBA. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is something.
Yeah, I think
Different.
it's like Ark
Yeah.
and I want to say Daisy, but I don't really know much about Daisy.
Sure,
It's
just
just
say
a
Daisy.
survival. Yeah, Daisy. It's a survival game. But like people can steal your stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, I think it's more like Ark, if you know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I
then
know it's immensely popular, but I've never played it.
yeah, and then they when they brought up Kartrider Drift coming to Xbox,
World premiere.
they introduced it as like one of the world's most popular kart racers, and obviously we all know we're not getting Mario Kart, but you think for a second, what other popular kart racer is there? But apparently there's this
Garfield.
CTR.
Well, we already got CTR and Garfield, so look at us. Aren't we lucky?
And
But-
Nickelodeon kart racers.
That's true. That's true. Apparently one of the most bland kart racers of all time. But if people are interested in Kartrider Drift, there is a closed beta coming up on December 5th, so they're getting ready to get that going.
But
Yeah,
it will be
apparently this
free
is
to
like a
play.
15-year-old game or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of it, but it looks good. I like kart racers.
And it's in the esports scene.
Yeah, which
So it's
makes
very competitive.
it even better.
You hope. And then
I
there were
hope.
2 other games that I saw that at least looked interesting, although I probably will never play either. One I definitely will not play, but looked interesting, and I know other people enjoyed seeing it, was Planet Coaster.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Don't
god!
sound so
yeah.
excited.
So excited for
You
that.
caught me mid yawn. You got me out of the yawn for the yeah.
All right, tell us why you're excited about Planet Coaster.
Planet Coaster is Roller Coaster Tycoon
Yep.
2019. Some of the same devs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
They did not have, they don't own Roller Coaster Tycoon, or they lost that IP. And so, I mean, pretty much they made Planet Coaster, and it's very popular on PC. And I think the same people have made and just launched Planet Zoo, which is basically Zoo Tycoon. So they know their Tycoon games.
And I'm immensely excited for this. I love Roller Coaster Tycoon. I have absolutely no idea how many hours I've spent in that game way back when it was on the computer. I love that series. And this will probably be something that a lot of achievement hunters will probably like, because in this game, you can, it's not just, oh, I have this roller coaster, I place it here, and it's pre-made and all that. You can actually go through and create your own roller coaster. And when you create it, you can also save it, and other people can download it.
You're giving people flashbacks to Scream Ride. That's not a good thing.
I think I'm like one of the only people that was like, that totally didn't hate Scream Ride. But it's like, yeah, a lot of, this might be we don't know obviously, but might be an easy completion for Planet Coaster, because, if it's the complete all the scenarios or something like that, or make a coaster that is X good or has an X rating or something like that, there will be pre-made ones that, Maca or Bills or someone goes through and makes. You just download their coaster, put it in yours, and bleep bloop, got the achievement.
I have the opposite thought, actually. I figured it was going to be a pretty tough list.
I can see it being a tough list, but being able to go through... Yeah, long list. But being able to go through and download other people's stuff would probably make it easier, I would imagine. Because like in Roller Coaster Tycoon, when I went through was beating all the different scenarios in that, I had the same, 7 or 8 roller coasters that I made that was really, really good. That I would just keep reusing in each scenario to beat it. So I'm kind of thinking it's going to be along the same line, so you can kind of cheese your way through the campaign in air quotes. Yeah, that game looks great. I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Zoo Tycoon, and I know, like, obviously it's a different thing, but I imagine if it's a similarly minded developer, you'll have a similar kind of list. And even though there were some grindy things in the Zoo Tycoon list, I thought the list was actually really good at getting you to experience different elements of the game and work on the different parts of the game, and a good list should do that. So I agree. I have faith that they'll make that work. And then the one other game that caught my eye that they showed off was The Artful Escape. This is another game published by Annapurna Interactive, which is the same company that published Virginia, but I don't think it's the same. I don't know if it's the same development team. But it looked sort of like a runner type game, and you're like, you have a guitar, and
someone did a lot of drugs.
Yeah, it looked fascinating. I couldn't tell if it was like a beat match style type thing where you'd have to time to music, or if it's just one of those sort of on the line game. But I imagine, given that you're playing a guitar, it probably plays similarly to something like Runner, which I really enjoyed. So, but that could be completely inaccurate, and I did no further research. So that's just a guess based on the video. But that one stood out to me.
Yeah, I'm that's on my radar too.
Well, those are all the games I had notes on, so I'm out.
Nobody mentioned Grounded.
World premiere.
I was waiting for you to bring that up.
Grounded, man. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, I do remember that now.
We just watched
amazing.
We just watched like 3 Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movies. Like even the one that went straight to video.
I was about to say,
Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Honey, I Blew Us Up, or
on
something
Disney
like
Plus?
that.
Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Yeah, Disney Plus. Yeah.
Well, wait, what's this?
First one was
Honey, I
awesome.
Shrunk the Kids. Honey, I Shrunk the Parent. Is that one?
Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves.
Honey, I Blew Up
We
the
Shrunk
Baby.
Ourselves.
I think.
No, he's right. Honey, we shrunk ourselves.
Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and then Honey, I Blew Up the Baby.
Yeah. But yeah, you take that part of the movie where they're in the backyard and you make a video game out of it. Sounds awesome to me.
Could be kind of cool.
It looks
I totally
great.
forgot, because that was also toward the beginning of what they spoke about. So, but I think Rust was as well, and so maybe it's just a recency bias that the other things toward the end stuck with me a little better.
The funny part with Grounded, that they were kind of talking about it, and it was literally just kind of like one of those things where someone kind of thought of the idea, they went into the board meeting, they pitched it, and everyone's just like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And then they just kind of ran with it. Like it was less, it almost sounded as if the guy that pitched it kind of was joking, and everyone took it serious, and now it's an actual game, and it looks pretty good.
I heard a similar story about the Gunstringer, that it was a similar kind of like they had to go pitch a game, and there was like this picture of a, like looked like a skeleton marionette, like in this boardroom they were pitching it, and they went, that, and got a game out of it. So sometimes that's just how things work out.
It's for usual suspects, right?
So there is one game I'm surprised Nate hasn't brought up yet. Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Well, I mean, why even bring that up? It's going to happen.
Yeah, did they even show anything on that? If they did, close my eyes.
It was in the sizzle
I don't want
reel.
them to.
That's
I don't want them to.
And actually, where every game got like 15 seconds, Ori got like 25. Like it definitely got a little more presence in there, but it's still a lot. Like just what you said, Nate. Like we know it's coming. It's been announced for a while, so I think that's more of a holding pattern thing than a lack of excitement.
Yeah, they can take all the time they want with that. I know it's coming. I know it's going to be fantastic. So just get it right. They can take as long as they want.
I remember going to PAX some years ago before the first Ori game came out and speaking with one of the developers who was there. And he was very complimentary of Microsoft letting them have time. Like, there wasn't a sense of rushing, and if they needed more time, the Cuphead developers too. So this is good. This is a good trend from Microsoft with their new first party kind of emphasis on getting the new studios going and supported, that they don't feel like they have to, do the WWE 2K20 thing. Sorry, Jay Black. And, get it to market on a certain date. So, oh, whoops. I probably shouldn't say that. Sorry. You're going to cut that out.
Sorry.
I shouldn't say, well, I didn't, but anyway.
Everyone knows.
The whole thing is it's not something like that where they have to make this deadline, and if they don't make that deadline, they have to put out an incomplete version of the game that later has to be patched and fixed. They're given the time to actually develop it to its full potential. So when Ori comes out, it's going to be the best version of Ori for us to see. So that's exciting.
Right, and that's almost something that Xbox really needs to do to help, get it out of that, Xbox doesn't have any games, it's behind in console war, blah, 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 kind of mentality where, let the developers have their time so they just create incredible games, get some of the JRPGs over into the ecosystem, and it's just, there's a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline here.
Well, and it's interesting you mentioned console wars, because really with the emphasis on xCloud, it seems pretty evident that that's the long-term strategy is they promise they'll have a dedicated gaming console, but that's really the long-term strategy, is to not have it be about console wars. The fact that you're going to be able to play Gears of War or Gears 5 on your phone at some point using a DualShock controller. Like they're not worried about that sort of thing. So console wars, I think that's what they're moving toward, is it's just going to be such a part of everything that you're not worried about the console you're on. It's about the service, video games as service, which has been the Game Pass model for a while now.
For sure.
Yeah, that was another crazy announcement though. Just the thought of that you're going to, I think the DualShock is a terrible controller personally, but for people who love it,
that's horrible.
That's awesome. That's great that they're going to be able to use what they prefer, as long as it's a Bluetooth enabled device.
The craziest things, when talking to other people that are super into the PlayStation, that are like, "Oh, Xbox sucks," is that's one of the things that they mention about how bad the Xbox controller is. And I just look at them and go, "Are you guys high? The PlayStation controller is terrible. You play a game, your thumbs run into each other. The controller is small. You have that bright light at the front of your controller shining on the TV, creating a glare. It's stupid, horrible controller."
I think you get used to what you get used to. My biggest issue with the PlayStation controller is every time I go to use one, it feels like a toy. Like, I like the heft of the Xbox controllers.
That's a good way to put it.
Like...
Giggity.
69.
I'm mad at Corey's getting all these in that
Elle's clearly distracted by
she
something
likes
else.
The heft.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, is there other xCloud news we wanted to discuss while we're all up in this X019 business?
Just if you haven't logged into it for a while, there's about 46 new games.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I was going to mention
exploding.
So they added like 50 games to the service xCloud, which is different than console streaming. If you are unsure, xCloud is the one where you're actually playing the games that are in the cloud versus what's on your console. Anyways, they added like 50 games, and you can actually play all of those games whether you own them or not. I don't know if that's
which is crazy.
Thing. I don't know if it's like it's its own service, kind of like Game Pass has these games, xCloud has these games. I don't know, but like I played Rad this week for the first time. I just dived it. And I started up Puyo Puyo Tetris, and I don't own those games, but it was going to let me
Puyo
play.
Puyo Champions, yeah.
Champions!
Same thing, right?
But good enough.
What's the difference?
Well, what device were you trying to play those games on?
I have a work Samsung Galaxy Tab 10 or something like that.
So is it a tablet?
It's a tablet, not a phone. I don't have an Android phone anymore.
So how did you feel? Because I only tried Gears 5 very briefly, and it would allow me to load into the game, and the main title screen would look very pretty while it was on the main title screen. But as soon as I entered into the game, I have a midline phone, if I'm being generous in describing the kind of smartphone I have. So it didn't run well. It ran, but it didn't run well. But something like Puyo Puyo Champions, which is a much simpler game, I imagine would run fine. Did you notice any differences in the games between Rad and Puyo Puyo? Anything else that you tried?
Those two kind of played similarly. Before that, I actually played that day, and it was before the announcement. There was only 4 games there, and the day or two before, I was trying Killer Instinct, and I could not play that. I couldn't even get past the menu in some of it. It was that bad. But the next day, it was okay enough for me to get a match or two in.
It is absolutely in beta right now.
Well, that's weird because KI for me was smooth. It was like the smoothest of the 4.
I think I tried Gears, and I think I could not even press A on the menu of that one. Mm-hmm. I think it was just the day, though. I haven't gone back and tried that one specifically, mostly because I have too many games to play on just PC.
Yeah,
so.
I understand that.
Yeah.
So I'm also in xCloud beta. I loaded up, when I first got into it, I loaded up Halo 5, and I was playing on my phone. I have, just so everyone knows, I have a new Galaxy. I have a Galaxy Note 10 Plus. It was working perfect. Like, as soon as
Fancy pants.
Yeah. You ought to see the back of this phone. It is beautiful. It's shiny. But as soon as, I'm playing Halo 5, as soon as I click the button to shoot or to jump or whatever, it immediately did. It was as if I was playing on my Xbox. Like, there was just no lag, no anything like that. But I will say it definitely does depend on the day, because there's been plenty of other times where I can't even log into something.
And have you tried console streaming yet? So console streaming, the difference would be that instead of accessing the cloud where there are some games kind of stored there in a virtual cloud of of Xbox, now you're streaming directly from your own home console. So have you tried that yet? Did you find anything different with it?
I've used console streaming more than I've actually used the xCloud itself. Mostly because prior to X019, I didn't really want to play the 4 games that they had. Console streaming, it either works really, really well or really, really bad. So
yeah, I'm on that later part every time I've tried it.
I also will say it makes a remarkable difference being on Wi-Fi, no matter how bad the actual Wi-Fi is. Like, my work Wi-Fi is bad, and it's better than being on, using like the cell service, but I also have Sprint, and Sprint's terrible. Good thing it's just cheap. But console streaming, like I said, either works really, really well or really, really bad. It also depends on the game. The one game that I've been playing the most on it, because it seems to work well and I don't really have any problems with it, is Gems of War. A couple other games I play on it, like I've tried Idle Champions, and holy crap, don't do that. Terrible idea, because that game has it bogs your Xbox down so badly as is. Trying to stream that, oh my god, it was impossible. The screen was tearing. There's just nothing was happening. It almost exploded my phone. It was so bad.
And you're using a S or an X for your console?
I wish. I have the OG Xbox.
Oh, there you go.
Interesting. I have the X, and I hooked it up hardwired, and I can't connect to it. I've had a hard time. I haven't tried since XO, but it did not work before that.
Are you in the same room with the router, or?
This was while I'm at work, so I have you have to hook it up in basically next to your box when you first do it. When I did that, it mirrored the screen, and it was just a tiny bit laggy, but probably still playable. And I haven't tried it at home since, but away from my box, it was not performing.
Yeah. Speaking of not performing,
69.
Giggity.
I'm not going to say it as a pill fed. I'm actually going to say that I'm experiencing some major FOMO here, having only an iPhone.
Well,
Very
eventually
sad.
you'll upgrade and get an Android.
So here's the thing. They have not announced iOS, but they did announce, I think at XO, that it will come to Windows. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to
Good
say.
enough.
It's going to come to Windows. And they said without saying that a lot of the success or lack thereof with xCloud right now is working with their partners. So it's not as simple as turning it on, now it works for Apple. Like, they've got to work with Apple, and Apple just launched their own service, and so that's probably not going to happen in the short term, but it's coming Windows 10 in 2020, so you won't be without it for too long.
This is definitely something that is... What's a good way to say? This is almost like a next-gen thing, and they are absolutely working out the kinks of it. There are times where just trying to stream, to do console streaming, I'm there for 10, 15 minutes, constantly just trying to connect, trying to get my console to boot up and load onto my phone, and nothing happens. I just say, screw it, I'm done. I don't feel like dealing with this. And then there's other times, loads right up, no big deal. For the most part, though, there's a bit of lag. I don't know if you guys, I don't know how much you guys have done console streaming, if you can agree with this, but there's a bit of lag. So trying to play something like a platformer isn't the best. Like, I tried to play Dead Cells and Crash Bandicoot, and it was near impossible, especially on Crash, where you have to be really precise with some of your jumps. It was just near impossible to play those games on console streaming. I think what console streaming is going to be best with is something that's a little bit slower, where you don't need that twitchiness to it, like a simulation game or something, or like a Gems of War or something like that.
Yeah, Gems of War sounds perfect, but that's all going to get better with time. When the
no doubt
Xbox One was first released, you could always stream to your... I think you could stream to your Windows-based PC or something like that. I don't really remember what, but I remember using it initially to play like something like Wakameil, and it was super bad and laggy. But more recently, when I've gone in to play, these things do improve with time. I don't remember exactly it, but it's so new. It's still, like you keep saying, it's clearly in beta. So it'll get there. We just have to be patient, which I know is hard for most of us.
That it is.
I just want to play Ori Will of the Wisps on the go without having to wonder why it's not coming to Switch. That's all.
My eyes can't handle it, but yeah, it would be nice. Nice to look at the menu screen. Listen to the music.
Anybody?
Yeah, there was one other game we did not touch on because I guess it didn't move the needle for any of us. But Wasteland 3, I guess, was a pretty big deal.
I mean, it's a game.
Any opinions on that?
It looks interesting. I've never played Wasteland before, which
I feel like we'd be remiss to not mention it, but didn't seem to work for any of us. I
mean, it's Wasteland 1, or I guess the Wasteland series, actually, is from the creators of Fallout 1 and 2 before Bethesda got their hands on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely comes from a developer with a degree of with a pretty good pedigree of so. But no, I know nothing about it. It looks interesting.
Yeah, the developer was on the stage at X019 and explained that I believe he released the original one. Was it 87? I don't remember the exact year, but he released the original Wasteland and then went to work on Fallout and then had the copyright released back to him. So now he is able to continue developing that franchise. So it does have an interesting backstory just in its existence, too. And definitely looking at people in Discord, there was some excitement for it, for sure.
Anybody have anything else they're interested in X019?
I don't want to play Minecraft Dungeons.
Oh, yeah.
How did that not get brought up?
Well, because it's just Minecraft with Diablo.
That still looks interesting.
We'll all play it.
Or not 7. Oh, wait.
Yeah, sure, let's go with
Pretty much like every game.
Yeah. All right, well, let's continue on. Hey, Nate.
Oh, yeah?
I got
Hold on.
Whoop.
Are you staying with Exo News? Or are you done?
I was going to continue on.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Nate, I got a rat's ass for you. What you been playing this week?
What have I been playing this week? Oh, my.
Apparently Corey didn't like that.
You didn't stick with Exo like you just said you would.
I said I was going to continue on, like, into something else. You have more X019?
Oh gosh. I was going to mention the deal where you get Discord Nitro. Discord's my thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know that.
Okay, my bad. Okay, well, let's bring it back real quick, the X019, and we'll pass the rats off back over to Nate.
Foof doesn't know how to communicate, everybody.
That is not what I said.
I'm
not going to edit any of that. You people decide.
Okay. Yell at Foof. So X019, there's a deal with Game Pass Ultimate. New members will get, actually you can get 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate for $1 here. And actually, Game Pass Ultimate new members can get a month of EA access, 3 months of Discord Nitro, and is it like 6 months of Spotify Premium?
Yes.
You get some Spotify Premium too. If you already have Game Pass Ultimate, which you probably already do, you can't get all of that, but you can still get Discord Nitro. And if you have not been on our Discord, you should come, like we say every week. This week, the community has shown up, and they've used that Discord Nitro to boost our server. And basically that means we get some perks while it's being boosted. So we hit level 2 out of level 3. Level 3 doesn't add a whole lot more than what we have going on right now. But with level 2, we've been able to add a little banner on our Nitro thing, or on our Discord thing, so it looks professional. And my favorite thing is we have animated our little logo.
I freaking love it.
Goes around like the 360 ring. I don't know. I'm in love with it. So, and then even better than that, we have added not only more emojis, we now have animated emojis. You have to be Discord Nitro to use them, but they're fun to throw in the chat, and everybody's having a good time with it. So, again, Discord Nitro. Thanks to everybody who's boosted the server. We're almost at level 3, to be honest. But come on in and have fun with us. It's a good time. Good way to kill time at work or whatever else you're doing.
How many more boosts does the server need to get to level 3, and what are the benefits that come along with that if we're able to reach that?
So level 3 is 30 boosts, and we are currently at 24. Level 3...
We have 24? Holy crap.
Yeah.
Well, it's like 2 per, yeah.
But that's still amazing. Thank you, because I'm sure not everyone used both. They could use them in other servers. So that's really awesome.
We have the best community. I love it.
Yeah, so if we hit level 3, we will get an additional 100 server emojis, which...
Spam the chat.
Before any of this, you only have 50. And we were pretty much like, I'm kind of deleting some as we go, some older ones that aren't used anymore. But a perk of Patreon is you get your own emoji in our server. And so we now have a lot more of that temporarily, but and I've added some. You also get some better audio quality if you happen to use the voice chat channels in there.
Which was
needed. And the next time we do a team RTDL.
Yeah, it's going to sound
that's
crystal clear.
That's a good perk I didn't even think about. That's awesome.
With level 2, we got a 50 megabyte upload limit for all members. And so if you're uploading videos or pictures, even my iPhone, if I take a screenshot, generally I cannot upload that to Discord. I would have to edit it and crop it just a little bit because for some reason it hits over that cap. So level 2, that increased to 50 megabytes. Level 3 will increase it to 100. And then the last part is we get a vanity URL for the server if we hit level 3. Which would be pretty cool because we could be like Discord or we could be like Discord / Achievement Hunting 101, something like that, you know.
We get to choose.
It's gonna be a sad panda party when those all wear off.
It will be, but it's fun right now. So
sure.
Get in while the getting's good, right?
Corey has been doing so much on Discord, and it's amazing. It is so much fun being in there right now.
So I probably shouldn't have used my 2 on that Metroidvania server then.
You probably shouldn't have because you're a jerk, but
okay.
That's okay.
I'll see if I can revoke them.
I think some people are holding out, and you know they'll kind of like space it out, and then we'll get it a little bit longer, and because like everybody didn't put it on the same day, so we'll see it degrade like over a week. Right now.
Well, and
it's just like real life.
I'm guessing that most people are aware of this, but in case you are in the Discord and you're not aware of it, most of what is cool about our Discord really is Corey's doing. He's the one responsible for a lot of the different commands that come up in there. So if you're hanging out in the Gears Pop room and you say RAM, just see what happens.
It's amazing.
So that's a lot Corey's doing. So definitely want to shout you out, Corey, for everything that you're doing there to make it fun. And I hope that that's why so many of you have chosen to use your boosts on our server.
Yeah, thanks. I enjoy doing it, so it doesn't feel like work or anything like that. So only part of the time when L's involved.
Yep.
Love you, buddy.
I like to get on you for that.
Giggity.
69.
Episode 69.
All right, so yeah, Nate, you got that rat's ass to start talking about?
Sure. I don't quite
Wait,
get the reference there, but
say that again one more time.
rat's ass, man.
When you listen back, you might get it.
Debatable. So real quick, I want to talk about World War Z because the group went through this past week. We actually had all 4 of us show up, which is pretty cool. And that is a Game Pass game. And currently, it's probably going to go away before too long. We were able to get the difficult player versus player achievements out of the way. So the PvP stuff. And they seemed kind of impossible, but the player count is pretty low right now. We were able to boost it without getting another 4-person group in, although it would have been much easier with 4-on-4. But we got it done. We had to do it. We had to kind of like focus on one person at a time, but we got it done in like 2 or 3 games. So that was very cool.
Nice.
And then, yeah. Well, I'd recommend if anyone liked the the Zombie Army trilogy or Strange Brigade, this is similar to that, and it's a good game to boost with people that actually show up. And then what I really wanted to spend my time talking about.
Well, before you do, remind us again who was in your group for that game.
Freem Holio, Beer Me, and what the fuck.
All right.
So all 4 of us are in there, and we show up every now and then, once a month. We try to get there 4 times a month, but we get there on average once or twice a month.
That sounds like a Borderlands session, I know.
Yeah. It's been kind of like that, but we're at the point now where we've gone through the campaign. Now it's just kind of like we just need to go and grind, and it's more fun to experience the pain of grind with other people in the party. So we're probably just going to do that now, just PvP grind for gold and PvP levels. So, but what I've really been doing this past week, normally I jump from game to game. I game hop. What I've been doing,
never knew that.
I know. And this month or this week, I've been game hopping a little bit, but the game I've been playing the most, without pause, is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And
I'm so jealous,
man.
I'm so jealous.
Now, obviously, the most important question is it,
Yes, the most important question. Yes, I do have a pink lightsaber, and it is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
When I had the opportunity, I went pink, and I have not regretted it. It's amazing. Got a double-bladed pink lightsaber.
Once you go pink, amazing. You never go back?
Mm-hmm. I thought about putting on the pink schmuck, but I said that's a little too much.
Is there any benefit to the colors or the style of lightsaber?
Well, okay. Style, yes. Color, no. So style, if you're doing the single lightsaber mode, you can, it's kind of your basic attacks, and that's the way you start out with. You eventually unlock the ability to have the double-bladed lightsaber a little bit further on. That's more of a defensive Jedi weapon, and it's good for taking out large groups and trying to just block a lot and hitting people behind you as well as in front of you. And then way late in the game, I hope it's not a spoiler, you get the ability to dual wield lightsabers. And that's a very offensive, or offensive, accents, a very offensive attack style. So not a whole lot of defense. You're just basically going out there and just kind of waving like these, these pool noodles at people, and just doing a lot of damage. But it does use up your force power. So, this game, oh my gosh.
Go ahead.
Okay, so just to give a little history, I played The Force Unleashed, and I took a long break from it. I came back and was wondering why I ever went away from it. I probably got distracted by something shiny. I never played Force Unleashed 2, but I did buy it because, hey, my name is KooshMoose. Then this game came out, and I was thinking about playing Force Unleashed 2. I wish that I had, because going back to Force Unleashed 2 after this is going to be a major step back. Just real quick. First impressions of the game when I got in was it felt a little loosey-goosey. The controls felt a little loosey-goosey, but as I kept playing, they kind of made sense, because in this game, you're sprinting a lot. You are attacking from a distance. And it kind of makes sense that you'd want, just to be able to kind of move around that much. And it doesn't, it kind of feels right after you've been playing it for a little while.
Is this game a Vayner?
Oh, so
we're not ready to have that discussion.
I don't think we're ready to have that discussion. I think we need more people to play it and comment on it. It sure as heck feels a lot like a Metroid Prime, because it's got that 3D component to it. You are doing a ton of backtracking. If you want to get to completion, you do not need to go get every chest. You do not need to go get every memory. But if you want that, and let's just say like you wanted all the missile tanks, well, you don't need to get all the upgrades. You don't need to get all the stim, which are basically your health potions. You don't have to get all those if you want the completion, or if you want to beat the game. But if you want the completion, yeah, you have to go get those. That's a lot like a Metroid game where you would go back and get all the missile tanks and all the life tanks, all that sort of stuff. So it's got a lot like that. But the sticking point, apparently, is that Metroidvanias are one world, interconnected maps. Well, this is definitely, you're planet hopping for sure. Now, people have said that this game is like Dark Souls. I've not played a Dark Souls. And I wouldn't say that the game is exactly like a Dark Souls. I would say the combat is similar to maybe more like a Sekiro. Because in Sekiro, you can do, and I haven't played Dark Souls, so I don't know if this exists in Dark Souls as well, but you can do sneak attacks. So if you're really sneaky, you can get one hit in before the enemy is ready. And for instance, they're on one of the first planets that you're on, you're high above, you're on this, like kind of this platform, and there are these little holes in the ground that you can kind of look through and kind of drop down into these rooms. And there's a unique monster that you're fighting who's really difficult. And he kicked my butt like 5 times in a row. So I just kind of moved on. I started exploring some more. I came to this area where I was actually able to look down, and I saw I was right above him. I was like, yeah, I'm going to try that. So I jumped down into the hole, and about halfway to him, the X button prompt comes up, and I just like slammed down into him with my lightsaber, and I knocked off like a third to a half of his health. And then he was actually beatable. Not that first time, but the second time I went back and did that, I actually beat him. The combat in this game is challenging to me. It's much more challenging than the Force Unleashed. I'm only playing on the second difficulty level up, which is Jedi Knight. So there's like story mode, Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, and Jedi Grandmaster or something or whatever. And that's just insane. There's no achievement tied to the difficulty level. So if you just want to, tourist all the way through it, go for it. If you want a challenge, go for it. If you want to back it down and then back it back up at any point in time throughout your gameplay, go for it. It lets you do that.
That's nice options. That's one thing I've heard about it, is that it is very similar to Sekiro in the gameplay, but it's not like, and it's a little punishingly difficult, but it's not like,
it's that hot sauce fun.
But it's not something like Dark Souls where you're just gonna beat your head against the wall difficult kind of a thing.
Yeah, when you die, there is no serious penalty. You basically lose any XP you've gained between the last campfire, if you will, and when you died. But the first strike you get on the monster that killed you, you get all that XP back. So I guess that's kind of like Dark Souls, right? I think that's one of the things that it does as well.
I think that's similar to it.
Yeah, so it's similar to that. But this game, it just oozes, Star Wars.
It looks so good.
In all the right ways. It looks, number one, it looks so good. Number two, it sounds so good. Like the music, the lightsaber effects, just everything just sounds really good in this game. They took their time with it. It's been a long time since I played a AAA, and it's been a very long time since I played a AAA from cover to cover. Normally I would play a little bit, go somewhere, forget about it for 3 years, come back. This game, I am just mainlining it, just going straight through, and it's impressive. I'm surprised by the amount of story that's there. I'm surprised at kind of the character development. I really like this game. It's really good. When I'm done with it, I'm going to be so sad. I know that there are no DLC plans for this, but the way they're setting it up, I feel like this is going to be a series. So I'm really happy about that. This game had a couple moments for me that were just like, indelible. I will never, forget the times when I came up over this crest. I was climbing up an iceberg, and right when I came over the iceberg, I saw my force power meter show up. Well, when you see that means you're in a fight. I didn't know I was going to be in a fight. I pop up over the edge, and all of a sudden, bam, the Star Wars music happens, and I've got 2 bounty hunters that are just trying to kill me, just trying to bring me in, and I had no idea they were going to be there. And they pop up anywhere. So once you get to a certain point in the story, these bounty hunters are coming after you, and you'll find, I think there's 4 different bounty hunters that come after you, and you'll just get a random one, whenever they decide to throw one at you.
That's so cool.
And it just, it's like the Arkham Knight moment, right? When you climb up that building and you see that thing that you see when you climb up over that building.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
That sounds amazing. Sounds really good.
It's really good. I hope. Now, if you don't need to play it like I need to play it, definitely get this on sale. It's a great experience. And when they eventually drop the price down to the point where anybody can get in, you're going to have a good time with it.
I have no doubt. And I know that this is just getting crazy high scores everywhere, crazy high praise everywhere. Everyone is loving this game. I don't think I've seen a bad comment on this yet.
Now, the one thing I'm not super in love with is the amount of backtracking I'm going to have to do to get all the collectibles. There is no quick travel. So once you're in a world, you basically run. Now, you are unlocking shortcuts, but even then, it takes a long time to go from one end. These maps are huge. And as you're playing it, you're like, really? I'm only 10% done with this world? And you're playing for a couple hours. You're like, I'm only 60% done with this world. That's insane. And I can't go any farther. Well, then you get another ability and you come back to it, Metroidvania, and you realize, okay, I've only unlocked another 20%. I've still got whatever. And then you're at the point where I've seen everything. I've been to every wall. I've pushed against every wall. I've run my lightsaber up against every wall, and I still have 2% to get and 1 box. And that's the part that's really going to be annoying for the completionists, is looking at a video, trying to figure out exactly where and what you need to get. Now there are,
sounds like trying to fill out the damn maps in Borderlands.
Well, I don't know about Borderlands, but at least in this, with the data that they give you, you can see, okay, well, I'm missing this memory. I'm missing this collectible. I'm missing this. You can then, hopefully, because it's such a big game, right? It's not a smaller game where no one's going to take the time to go through like an IGN or something and build out these guides that basically say, oh, you need this collectible. It's at this specific place. You need this monster. Oh, this specific monster is at this specific part on the map. So it's going to be there. It's just you're going to have to sit there with a computer or a screen and kind of just go through and hunt down every last collectible. And I'm getting to that point now. I'm almost done. I think I have one last world to go to, and then I'm in cleanup mode, and I'm kind of sad about it.
About how long is the game?
Oh, I have no idea. I put so many hours into it.
Is that the work you were referring to before that stopped you from watching X019?
Yes. Well, I have to do my research for the podcast one way or another.
This is true.
I must be at like the 15-hour mark right now.
I mean,
probably.
Isn't this like refreshing in some way, though, to have a game that's making you feel that sense of like, I'm not ready for it to end because I'm enjoying this so much? Like we're so into getting these sort of quick hits with gamer score, just playing shorter games or whatever it may be. Like it's kind of nice when you sit down and you're like, well, yes, that is true. That is true. You do play your games differently, but like I felt that way when I was playing Bloodstained a few weeks ago. Like I was like, you know what? I don't want to stop because I'm actually like, I'm not really ready to be done yet.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely enjoy it. It's definitely a type of gameplay I have not done in a long time. And it's funny, I was thinking about it while I was driving because, of course, I was then thinking, oh man, okay, what other games have I not played long form, AAA experiences? Because I do love the indies, but the AAAs, good AAAs are definitely worth going cover to cover on. And I'm like, oh yeah, I've got at least two Tomb Raiders to go through.
Do it.
And yeah, and I just got all these other games that are like good experiences, good
Assassin's
AAA experiences.
That's like I alluded to earlier. We need contests that motivate us to play in that way. And a lot of what we participate in just doesn't motivate us to play that way. I'm half joking, but there is some reality to that statement, unfortunately.
I completely agree with that statement.
Any other questions about that before we move on to what someone else has been playing?
I think I'll hold off for now. I'm sure I will think of more questions I want to ask. But at the same time, I don't want to ask too many questions because I want to go into it as new. I don't want to really know anything about it, which is so difficult because my one nephew is watching his streamer, and that's all he's freaking streaming now, and I can't look at the TV.
Well, just know that the hype is real. So go in. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be a good time. The only person I've had to talk about this so far with is Smitty. Like he and I have been like private messaging. I don't want to put anything out there in the Discord. I don't want to ruin any surprises. So he and I have been kind of talking back and forth.
Yes, no
so I need some other people to play.
What was your question, Al?
Yeah.
I just wanted to know what the game was rated.
Score wise or
no, just
content wise.
Yeah, I just want to know if it's appropriate.
I think
I was curious to see if you saw anyone's Wookiee.
No, there's no nudity.
Hey, Chewie, love your brothers.
But I do have a large pink lightsaber. Make of that what you will.
Giggity.
69.
There's not a whole lot of dismemberment. Every now and then you'll see a limb get hacked off, and droids maybe get sliced in half. But for humanoids, you're not really slicing humanoids in half, which is kind of ridiculous. Bugs, no problem. You'll slice a bug in half and you'll see like the smoking insides of them and just like the cauterized wounds. It's awesome. But as far as humanoids go, nah, you hit them. It's like you're hitting them with like I said, a pool noodle, and they just kind of fall over. So they have kind of sanitized that a little.
Also, I remember you got the deluxe version, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I did that.
What does it come with?
It comes with a lot of regret. Basically, it's you'll get
you didn't marry the DLC. Go ahead.
You'll get a different color crystal from the start. You'll get a different outfit from the start, and you'll get a couple different skins from the start. It's not that great. I did not do my homework. I assumed that there was DLC, and there is no DLC. So I have a little bit of regret with that, but yeah, the game is just so good that I've let myself forget about that.
It's rated T for teen, by the way.
Yeah. So I would not go for the deluxe or the whatever, the deluxe plus. Just get the base and you're going to have a great time with it.
Rated T for teen.
Vote Metroidvania.
That's how you say it.
So just as a real quick aside, when we're talking about genre voting and all that, that's a TA thing, although I haven't engaged with it too much. Do you want to just explain real quickly what that's all about?
Sure. When you play a game, when you first add it to your tag, assuming that the game is still relatively new, I'm sure Chin will chime in. That's hard to say. And he will say what that time period is. You'll get a message from TA saying, hey, you voted on a genre before. You want to vote on this, and then you go in there and basically just put down Metroidvania for every single game, card game, otherwise, doesn't matter.
I think it's 2 weeks. It's like
is it 2 weeks? Yeah, that seems about right. So as you're playing these new games, you can go in and without having a text reason, you're just choosing checkboxes, trying to categorize to help the TA genre team out, basically.
Because outside of this window, you have to make an actual argument for a genre change.
Yeah, you have to write a reason, an explanation, and that process can take a little while, and it can be batted back and forth.
Yeah, so you have to write an essay, MLA format,
blood tests.
Ew, essays.
Oh boy.
Anybody else play something worth talking about?
What's up the L?
Doubt.
Go for it, El. What have you been playing?
I'm looking at his list. There's nothing.
Rat's
worth
ass.
talking about.
I played a rat's ass.
Okay, I'm still trying to figure that out.
Scheming
Is
through
it
the.
Ratalaika? I don't know.
I guess so.
Okay, I started by saying I don't give a rat's ass about what you guys have been playing. So now that we're in what's playing, here's that rat's ass.
Oh.
Giving it back
Call
to
back.
us.
69.
It was a bad joke, and it's even worse now.
I thought it. Okay, you're definitely not talking about Ratalaika, right? Because those are quality games. And I played the most qualitiest of quality games.
Doubt.
Scheming through the zombie apocalypse at the beginning. Now, I know that Burr, Elroy, and Koosh talked about this a couple weeks ago.
I hear Elroy jumping for joy that you're playing this.
I wish I had gone back and listened to you guys talking about it. So I actually, this morning, went back and listened to it. And I got a joke that Koosh said a couple weeks ago to you. And when he asked Kenny what his beef was.
Yes.
So I was laughing.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was really good. And one thing you guys failed to mention is that there's a character named Elliot. So I found that very amusing also.
Now he relates to the game.
I won't tell you what type of animal Elliot was. We'll let you all be
It's got to be a
surprised.
donkey.
What are you trying to... Yeehaw! What are you trying to say?
You know exactly what I'm trying to say.
Like in Pinocchio. Good movie, by the way. Disney Plus. $6.99 a month. Yeah. So I, like you, used the video guide, and it's not the usual people that made this video guide. It's by something called Chivo Guides. And
Yeah, he's like the new kid on the block.
he's actually a kid. His voice is really high.
Is it?
He stops the video to tell you what you're going to do for no reason. Because,
Wait.
What?
Corey, do you watch your video guides without sound too? Because that seems really counterproductive.
I don't actually watch a lot of video guys.
Oh, okay. All right. I haven't listened to this guy's voice either, but it
Koosh,
seems like
did
something
you,
you would know if you were using
Did you use the
his guides.
same one?
Yeah, I used the video in the solution, I think.
So he would stop to tell you what to do for no reason, because all you got to do is follow the exact choices that he makes anyway. It was very weird.
Well, there were one or two achievements that were maybe a little bit tricky, and he was just trying to specify, okay, don't mess this up. But yeah, it did seem like he was a little verbose.
Yeah, so you do need 2 playthroughs. I'll say it real quick because I know Koosh said it a couple weeks ago. Basically, you do a 1 playthrough, then once you beat the game, the second playthrough enables you to fast forward. So you could just plow through the dialogue.
Oh, that's just like a one night stand.
Are we making more IKEA jokes?
No.
What did you buy at IKEA?
I mentioned in Discord there's no IKEA near me.
One night
It's like
stand.
4 hours.
Come on, you're
4 hours
good.
away.
Stick with me on this one. Anyway,
One night stand.
yay! Just cause. So, wanted to bring out attention to one achievement in which the walkthrough dude actually makes a mistake. It's one called Out of Candy to get robbed by the raccoon kid. And he claims, yep, there is a coon. He claims that you need to empty out your inventory. You do not need to do that. You just need to get robbed by him. But all of that is explained in the guides. And yes, I used a guide because all it was picking the choices. And if you didn't pick the right choices, you'd have to go through again and again.
But you robbed yourself.
I robbed
of that
myself.
Story.
I watched the whole story. It's very foul-mouthed. It's all shock value stuff. It's very
I don't think my
dirty.
parents will let me play that then.
I think you might be offended by some of it, Foof, in your Christian values as you listen to
Yeah.
metal core. And then, since I apparently wanted to play all the games that Elroy played, I tricked Michelle into playing We Were Here With Me. But this
I've never
time,
heard of that one.
Oh, dear.
This time, Michelle just hit mute. This time we played legit. Now, this game was built for co-op.
This should have been streamed.
It really should have.
It should have been.
Uh-oh, Michelle's crying. Don't cry, Michelle.
Yeah, it was a real traumatic experience.
So,
I'm going to jump the gun here and talk about this experience real quick. Because here's the thing. We've joked about frequently on this show and in other places that Elle has no sense of direction.
He has absolutely no sense of direction.
Puzzle in the game. It's the third one, I think, where
fourth.
The librarian character, which was me,
naturally,
obviously,
who else would it be?
A map they can see in front of them. Oh, and there is a switch you have to hit, and that lights up this map so that you can see which switches that the other player can see, this player being L, so that me as a librarian can guide him as the adventurer and say, okay, you see this green switch? Okay, look at it. Now you're going to turn 180 degrees, walk straight behind you till you hit a wall. That's once you hit the wall. I mean, I am laying this down as succinctly, as clearly as I can, and then, there's 2 minutes of silence, and I'm by the blue lever. Dude, you're supposed to go through the green gate. Like,
that needed to be streamed.
The game is such that, I don't know, because Corey, I know you played this as well, but you really were kind of more carried through it, because Elroy already knew how to play the game. But
wouldn't they have had to discuss it anyway?
Well, that was my question.
Elroy told me, he said, do blue, green, blue, red, blue, or something like that. He told me that. Oh, yeah, but he was like, the green's on the left and the reds and blues kind of on the right, and I found him.
But here's the difference, exactly. If I could trust you to remember where the blue switch was out without being directed to it, then you can do that. But seeing as it's like, okay, the switch is directly on your left, and you somehow walked all the way to the entrance again. It didn't work so well.
Anyway.
But, yes.
How long did it take you?
Gun jumper.
How long did it take you?
We played the game for what, a little over an hour?
It took about an hour to do the first 4 out of 8 stages, I think.
Yeah.
Michelle just has half her hair.
57 minutes of those was the 4. Well, we actually, to preface it, we were trying to play legit in every aspect, which included using the walkie-talkies. And so basically you hold a button and you talk to each other that way. You cannot do party chat during this game. But
wait,
after a while,
disables Xbox Live party chat?
It does.
Interesting. I did not hear that part.
Me and Elroy use Skype.
Yeah, so we were going to do it legit, but after a while the walkie-talkies just stopped working. So...
Like, is that a game feature, or did you think it just bugged out? Or?
We reset the game a few times and couldn't hear each other.
Sounds like it might be a game feature.
I was guessing that it's possible that, because real-life walkie-talkies, you have to be within a certain distance of each other or they'll stop working. But I didn't notice any kind of indication that made it clear that, hey, there's a reason. And I think, Ellie, you were saying someone else had that same issue when they played the game?
Yeah, I believe Chip Papa and Sasha Morning said they had the same issue.
That sounds right. Like, if they don't want you to use party chat, then they must know that those walkie-talkies are going to stop working at some point.
Yeah, so
they should work.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the whole concept of using the walkie-talkie because it forces you to stop and listen, which is helpful, except for when you're trying to follow directions on a map.
I was having a blast because... shut up, Shell. I was having a blast. I don't think I've ever used a real walkie-talkie, so I was saying things like over and copy, and I was just having a blast. Yeah,
he was just copying all the stuff he saw the kids on Stranger Things say using their walkie-talkies.
Over and out.
Breaker Niner.
Yeah, we totally had walkie-talkies as kids. What kind of alternate universe did you grow up in?
I had phones, Michelle. You were poor. Like Kenny. Well, that Kenny, too.
Right.
South Park jokes. Never mind. Kenny, you're so poor. So freaking poor.
But I definitely am really enjoying the game, though. Like, I'm as much as there was that frustration, like, it's still...
But we figured out what to do, so I don't understand.
Yeah.
What would a guy do? Just tell you that much quicker? I don't know. They were pretty self-explanatory.
That's typically
Well,
what
guide will
practice.
also, it'll also help you not die. Like, so.
We died a couple times just for taking too long, I think.
Yeah, we like froze or something, I think, for taking
or the
too long.
darkness enveloped us.
So there was also, because we can't see each other's screens, right? That's the way the game is situated. Like, I have no idea what Elle's experience looked like, and he doesn't know what my experience looked like, because we haven't reversed roles yet. So the first puzzle, when the game starts, Nate, did you also go in just with the guide, or have you?
So, I played this 2 weeks ago while we were recording, and Matheson just carried me.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
We only played like a third to a half of the game that way. So
much for the rules.
Next week when we record, I'll try the other half.
So the very first puzzle then, and if you haven't played the game and you want to experience it yourself, I guess don't listen because I'll spoil the first puzzle for you. But at least on the librarian side, you're in sort of this room with, different little books around. The books all have text on the back that you can look at. And there's clearly some doors that are locked that will open eventually as you complete tasks. So Elle and I are talking out what's going on, and I'm like, well, what do you see? And he's telling me, I don't know what you saw, Elle, because I don't remember exactly. But it took us a little while to figure out that there's this chart on the wall with different colored eyeballs, and Elle can see one particular pair. And then he says, oh, I see red and red. Oh, okay, now I can look at this chart and see red and red is these two runes. Light up those two runes, and now you can go on to the next puzzle. So the whole point of playing the game is to experience that. Mm-hmm. That is the point. Now, I'm not judging if you choose to play it for just the gamer score, because that's the way you're choosing to play it.
I will.
But I think it makes it impossible to actually judge the game on its merits, because you've completely removed what the game is by playing it just for the achievements in that way. So that's where, like, the star ratings on TA get a little funky, because you didn't experience the game at all. You just had someone carry you through for achievements. And I'd recommend, if you're interested in puzzles, and if you have, well, I don't want to say a good co-op partner, but if you have a co-op partner who's at least reliable enough to show up, you should completely check it out legitimately, at least a little bit. If it gets to a point where you really don't get it, you don't get it. But that's the way the game is meant to be played.
Yeah, Koosh.
Yeah, I had a little. I think I mentioned it. I had a little bit of regrets as I was playing.
Well, you could still do it. Did you go through both playthroughs?
Well, considering the only thing I did was go down into a little basement with some water and turn a thing, that's all I've actually done in the game. I haven't really spoiled much, so I can still go back and play at some point. But yeah, I'm probably going to finish that with Matheson. But I love the idea of the game. I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, at first I thought it was going to be something like A Way Out, where, you can see kind of what your partner's doing, and you kind of have to work out, because in A Way Out, you might be on one side of the prison yard and your partner's on the other side of the prison yard, so you can get the screwdriver on this side and hand it over to your partner, who can then open up a window using that. And I thought it was going to be something like that, but the whole point of not being able to see what your partner sees was great. And it's similar to Don't Stop Talking or Everyone Explodes, I think, in theory, where, like, your partner's only supposed to see that part of the solution and you only see your part. So it's unique enough, and so far enjoyable, but we still have 4 more puzzles to go. So we'll see how the rest of the game holds up. Unfortunately, Elle already got his RTDL achievement, so who knows when we'll get back to it. But at some point, hopefully we will.
Are you familiar with the rules of chess?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, what do you mean the rules of chess?
Like how to play.
Pawn me. Wait a minute.
Like how all the pieces move? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then you might be okay.
Uh-oh.
Do we both need to be familiar with that?
Hint.
If you can explain it well enough, then you'll be
There's no way I can explain it.
Good luck trying to explain how a knight moves.
Oh, stop. It'll be fine. Come on. How's a knight?
No, Elle knows.
How does a knight move? Hello?
Like an L,
Like,
yeah.
We got this.
Oh, boy.
See, now Koosh is frozen. That's my job.
No, he's just really, really still.
He's asleep.
I'm so still as to be completely invisible.
I was just about
Are you
to say
playing
that.
Gears Pop?
No, I'm adding facial floor to the GTC.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
Corey, what have
Glad
you been
you-
playing?
I
Or
have
streaming.
started. I dived. I streamed After Party. The current Von Coin promotion. I've been wanting to play this game. It is from the Oxenfree devs. It's on Game Pass. And so I dived the game. I played into the first achievement, which I think was like half hour-ish about that.
About that, yeah.
I was talking to you on the stream, so it could have been a little quicker, but
It was right
man,
about that.
this game is like
Something.
a funny Oxenfree. It's hilarious. And it's like this like adult humor. Definitely do not have your kids around when you play this,
definitely
unless you're
not.
that kind of parent, which is that's cool. But there are like hanging bodies around.
Lots of language.
What did the one dude say? Did he say something about poop in his mouth? I don't know.
Yeah, something about pooping out of his mouth. I can't remember the entire quote or why he said it.
Yeah, I don't know, but I can't wait to get back to this game and like just play it. And I'm doing the L thing. I'm playing this game
What?
like blind. I'm not gonna guide it
Wow.
the first go. Look at that.
He's actually badgered you enough with that you've listened. And I hope you get a better experience for it.
I mean, just because you have to do it multiple times anyways, might as well. Well, no, I can't say the same thing for Oxenfree because I didn't want to mess up and have to do it a fourth time.
Oh my gosh.
Elle, you need to play this game. So when I was watching, with air quotes, you stream it, on my phone it was just a black screen, so all I could do was just listen to it. I could listen to the game audio and I could hear you, but I couldn't see nothing. And it's... Wow, that's it's something not being able to see anything. It is definitely an L game with all the adult humor and language and just it's crazy. It's I think it's definitely gonna be kind of like what's Jack Black Brutal Legend. From what I hear about it, I think it's sort of kind of like that, but not like metal.
But yeah, that Von Coin promotion I think is just this week, so that's kind of going to have my focus a little bit. I'm actually splitting it between that game and this game, which is Pandemic, the board game. It is a Game Pass game. It is Play Anywhere, and it has very good TA. And so I'm trying to learn that game and play it. I just started yesterday. My one gripe about the game, though, is it does not teach you how to play said game.
What?
That's kind of crucial for like a board game.
It's a board game
that
and
has
no tutorial in it?
So it has a tutorial and it has a tutorial achievement, but it basically just goes over 4 scenarios and it kind of gives you like options of like objectives of to do. So like one of the objectives on the very first one might be to cure a disease. And I just kind of stumbled upon it pretty easily because it almost gives it to you. And a big cure button is there and you hit cure and objective complete kind of thing. It has not taught me what all the pieces do, what the cards do, what to expect when it's your turn or when you finish your turn. I've had to supplement YouTube videos to try to learn this game, as well as just kind of play it on very easy in order to kind of get the flow and the hang of it.
That's kind of crazy.
So that's my biggest gripe with the game. I think I'm starting to get it now. Like I said, it's very good TA and very good TA difference. Capped at, or it's slated at like 12 to 15 hours, I think, on TA for the completion. Very few of those achievements, I would say, are skill-based or kind of luck-based, because obviously it has a lot of RNG in the game with, just being basically a video game implementation of the board game. But yeah, You have to grind out 100 wins. That one's going to take the longest time. But with the easiest difficulty, you could probably get a win. You're either going to win or you're going to lose in about 10 minutes. So take that for what it's worth. It's kind of easy just to kind of grind out once you get the hang of it. So yeah, that's what I'm learning this week at least is Pandemic the board game, and hopefully I can sidebar After Party and get some sweet Vaughn.
I feel like if you have any questions about Pandemic, the board game, quite a few people used it for one of their last week or last month in the Gamer Tag Challenge. So there might be folks around the Discord who can help you out if you have questions about things.
I will look them up. I've already hit up I've already hit up Kronos because he's a big board game guy, and actually Hatton90, who's written some of the guides on TA. That dude put up some massive points from Pandemic last week, so I'm kind of following his suit.
I didn't realize Pandemic was a sport.
It's not a cribbage game.
I mean, maybe curing diseases, man. Whatever floats your boat.
All right, Michelle, what have you been up to?
Well, I think I used most of my floor time talking about We Were Here when it wasn't my floor time. But in addition to that, I played a lot of Dust over the past week or so. So Dust and Elysian Tale is one of those, I guess I have to whisper, 400-point Xbox Live Arcade games that came out some time ago. It is a Vayner, so it does get a pass there. Did you play this one yet, Koosh?
I have dabbled, yes.
Dabbled. So I played the game a while ago.
How dare you, sir?
Elle was very fond of the game. It's a game he had played with his son. They enjoyed it. And he's like, all right, you got to give this game a shot. So I did try it. I did play a significant part of the way through it, but I abandoned it for any number of reasons. So it showed up on my random to-do list scavenger hunt edition twice. And obviously, it's scavenger hunt, so I don't know which achievements I had exactly. So I just sat down and decided this is the game I'm going to stick with. And I did not restart the game, even though I was already 60% through it, according to the percentage in the game. But it was easy enough to pick back up and jump back into, and I really wound up enjoying it. It's solid. It's a little different. Most Metroidvanias, when you walk into a room, sort of one box is representative of one screen. Does that make sense? So whatever you see on the screen is representative of one box on the map. But in this one, the box spaces on the map are larger. So they're a little more dense to explore. If you do choose to play the game, it does have a difficulty achievement. So make sure you set it on the tough difficulty. And if you're not like me and you do read some guides before you go in, there is a money glitch in the game that you can use as well, which would have been very helpful if I had found that out during minute 15 instead of hour 15. But hey, we learn. We give our tips on to other people. So that is definitely something you can do to make that tough playthrough easier. It's pretty straightforward, but I enjoyed it a lot. And again, if you're doing the Vayner thing, if you're not doing the Vayner thing, I don't know that it's ever on sale or anything, but if you have the opportunity to check it out, I'd check it out. It is unfortunately got so many marks against it. It's not backwards compatible. It probably won't be on sale. It's only 400 gamer score, but it's a good game. So I think that counts for something, maybe.
An amazing game. Koosh, play it.
Yeah, Koosh.
I'll come back to it.
He's not going to stop talking about
it. Instead of looking for new Vayners every 5 minutes, play the ones you got, bud. It's a good one. That and Castlevania. Symphony of the Niggin.
Gotta finish the Vayner I'm playing right now, so.
Star Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
The Vayner?
All in order.
I'm trying. I'm doing everything. I'm campaigning.
I expect to see some email advertising from you in my TA inbox. But that's it for me. I've dabbled in many other things, but that was kind of my big game that I focused on recently.
All right. I guess I will pick it up. So, two games I want to talk about. First game, I know, Corey, you played this a while ago. It's been a few months since you talked about it. But I've recently picked up and completed Glass Masquerade.
Hey, I recommend that one.
Yeah, really good game. I mean, it's really simple. And it's up Michelle's alley. It's a puzzle game.
It's got a very relaxing quality to it. Even though there's sort of like a timer and all this, and the pieces don't always fit the way you think they would, there's still just this sort of real chill quality. I think that was Corey's word for a real chill quality to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you played it like me, but I would play like 1 or 2 puzzles a night. Usually I ended my gaming with it. That's right before I went to bed.
Yeah, I kind of did that once or twice, but I also kind of use this to catch up on some of the couple of albums I've been behind on. So, it's kind of funny, Michelle, just real chill, because it's really, just relaxing music, really kind of calm. And I kind of just, muted the game and put on, death metal, and it's just like, all right, let's go, because it was nice. I could kind of concentrate on music, listen to a new CD, but I could also pay attention to this because it kind of took half my focus. And,
I think I listened to podcasts while I was playing it, because the music really isn't that exceptional or anything like that. No. So I completely understand that. It's good for that. It's good to use as sort of a background thing while listening to something else.
Yeah, for sure. This is a great podcasting game. And this is also a great game to play with xCloud, because it's nothing, you don't need that twitchiness to it. It's real easy, real simple. The only kind of problems, and this is for me and being half blind, it doesn't really help. Being on a phone, some of the puzzle piece, it's like, is that where that goes? I'm kind of squinting. I'm like, is that where? And I click and it doesn't go there. It's like, crap. Okay, got that wrong.
I don't have any better eyes, but I don't think a 2020 vision person would get some of those pieces.
I do have 2020 vision.
I envy you.
Yeah, it's not. You can't. A lot of times the outlines that are used in the puzzle really don't quite match the pieces on the sides. That's not you. It's just the design of the game.
Yeah. I was definitely having problems with some of the pieces while I was playing on my TV. And in a couple of the puzzles, I got like half done on my phone. And I was like, I just can't get no more. And then I would finish it later on, which is nice if you can always stop a puzzle and it saves your progress if you need to like put it down for whatever reason. Yeah. Real good game. I definitely recommend it.
It goes on sale a lot too, so I don't know if I'd get it on like full price, but
full price it's $12. I mean, I don't think it's outrageous.
You could do worse, yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely do worse. If it goes on sale, especially if it's like 50% off, definitely pick it up. It's 4 or 5 hour game. I would imagine you could probably do it a little bit faster because I imagine there's guides out there. I don't know.
I don't know if a guide would really help you in this case. I mean, maybe if you saw the outcome of the puzzle, but don't guide this one.
No, I wouldn't
guide
this.
Yeah, but the outcome of the puzzle doesn't really indicate where the lines are for the pieces. So, and because it is a stained glass look, it's not uniform enough to easily tell, like, oh, here's where that yellow piece goes, because everything kind of looks samey.
I imagine, like, if there was a guide, it's just like, okay, this piece goes here and that piece goes there, so it might save you a bit of time.
Yeah, but those pieces are always rotating.
That is true.
You could find, it just seems like it'd take you more time than it would just to play the dang thing.
I mean, in all honesty, I think the longest puzzle that took me was 20 minutes. And that was one of them where it's just like, okay, this one was really stumping me because it just had crazy puzzle piece design. It's also not the best GTAS game, as it has 1,000 gamer score and 1,081 TA. Can't really recommend it for GTAS, but I can recommend it as a game to actually just play for fun.
I'm actually surprised the TA is so low because it is a 4 to 5 hour game. It's not that it's difficult in any way, but with all these 1 to 2 hour options, like, this is a game I imagine if it ever went to Game Pass or as games with gold, it would have a very, very, very significant bump.
See, I actually credit the low TA to how good the game is, because it's like one of those things, it's like you start playing, you just kind of want to keep playing it. And obviously I could be very wrong on this, but I imagine it's the kind of thing that when people start, they're like, oh, this is kind of nice, and you just kind of want to keep playing it. At least I know that's how it was for me. Like, when I was finished, I'm like, oh, I kind of wish there was more puzzles.
Yeah, that's definitely valid.
Yeah, bring on Glass Masquerade 2.
Yeah, come on, Digerati, you can do it. But speaking of games for playing for fun, a couple of us, impromptu, Corey started up, we played Rocket League last night. That was So much fun to play that. I haven't played that since when was it? Oh yeah, since the update with the clubs came out and we created the AH101 club. That was the last time I played it. I've had it installed on my Xbox since, but I just, never turned it on for one. Well, I know the reason. It's because I really like playing with friends. But we wound up playing. Corey wanted to get some practice in and de-rust for the Von Coin tournament coming up tomorrow or yesterday if you're listening to this when it's released. And I'm like, oh, I'll join you. Well, I jumped in, and then we're like, let's get some more people. So then Prue hopped in, my wife hopped in, Jimbot UK jumped in, Jay Black, Kronos,
and Doughboy,
and Doughboy, and it went from playing against other people to doing a 4v4 match, and God, that was so much fun. We played for like 2 hours or so. Had a great time. And holy crap, Jimbot UK is a cheat code. He is so good at that game. He was pulling off shots. It's like I can't compete against that. Like there's nothing I can do. He's just too good at that game.
It was also 4 a.m. for him too.
Yeah. Him being 5 hours ahead of us didn't help. And yeah, like he said, he's tired. Yeah, so much fun. Great game. I wound up unlocking an achievement. That was the first time Kronos played. I think he said he got 6 or 7 achievements he wound up unlocking. Doughboy got a couple. I think you and Prue probably had it complete already, I would imagine.
I believe Jim Bot probably has it complete. Prue, myself, and Jables has it complete, I think, as well.
Oh, I didn't know Jables had it complete. Okay.
I believe so. Yeah, I think he has like somewhere of 50 plus hours like I do on the game.
Oh, okay.
But it actually prompted me to talk to you guys, and maybe it sounds like it'd be like the perfect community game. So I don't know. I might organize a Rocket League fun night once a month or something. I think that'd be pretty good. And
I'm all for it.
We didn't have any problems getting 8 people impromptu, so if we could schedule it, I think we could get a lot of turnout for it.
I mean, for those who weren't active when we all came over from the Z to Z community, there was a tournament that we did there once, and that was a ton of fun, even though we had to do some wacky coordinating of schedules because of people's time zones. But we managed to do a full, 8-team tournament and get all those games played and streamed. So if there's enough interest, maybe we can even run something like that again.
Yeah, we'd love to do that.
Yeah.
We'll get Saucy back on commentary.
Yes, definitely. So we've been talking about Game Pass and a whole bunch of stuff that's coming. Unfortunately, with the nature of Game Pass, there are a couple of games that are leaving us. Games that are leaving is Abzu, which is an easy completion. Grab that before the end of the month. These are all leaving November 30th. Abzu, Below, Grid 2, Lego Batman 3, Kingdom 2 Crowns, and Strange Brigade.
It's worth mentioning that if you have Ultimate, Abzu is a stack. So Xbox and PC. Get that 2,000 gamer score.
Yeah, it's leaving both places.
Yes. Yeah, definitely want to be more specific there. I think Abzu is actually one of the few easy achievement games I can... Jesus. I think that's one of the few easy achievement games I can think of off the top of my head that's in Game Pass. Obviously, tracks aside, I think 1 or 2 ACA games. With that, let's get into a contest corner.
I was going to say, one thing I didn't mention before is that one thing that does suck about the nature of these games leaving is all those Final Fantasy games. If you start those, you better plan to finish them.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's an excellent point.
We don't know how long they're going to be there. We could assume a year, but who knows? It would suck to start a 60-hour game or whatever. Be told.
I would assume 6 months.
And be told.
To be safe.
And they have been not giving us notice. It's been 2 weeks.
I'd hope that they're staggered as well.
Who knows?
I think that they said that they will be coming out staggered.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not all at once.
they mentioned something like they'll be coming out throughout 2020 or something like that.
I missed that one.
Yeah, they want you to consume your whole year with them.
Oh, so what you're saying is that we need a JRPG year-long contest.
Yeah, go for it. I'm out.
I didn't hear that.
All right, yes, but continuing on with contests, Framehole has recently announced his completions challenge. If you're interested in checking this out in our contest room in our Discord, it is pinned, so you can go through and take a look at all of his categories he has for you to hunt throughout 2020.
He's actually broken it out into 4 different kinds of challenges that you could do.
Ooh.
One or all of them or any combination you want.
He's getting
Categories
fancy.
is there. Categories is still there, but there's also alphabet soup. So complete a game with every letter of the alphabet. Genre hunt, so complete games in these genres. And then the most interesting one possibly is the RTDL crossover challenge. Now that one's too complicated for me to tell you about.
Yeah.
But if you play RTDL, take a look. Take a gander.
Boil down to, and we'll get more clarification, I guess, in the week, and maybe can revisit this next week. But it boils down to getting completions from games that show up on your RTDL, but it takes into consideration, I think, placement on your list. So you can't just say, I'm adding a bunch of Radalaikas and I'm going to complete all of those because they're all in that low ratio bracket. But I did not get through all the rules with that. But it's all there in that doc that's pinned in the contests channel on Discord. And also, I think it is distinct. I'm almost 100% sure it's distinct from Iron Fist of Snuff, who is also working on a set of challenges related to his Better Completions Matter contest, which is going to be continuing in the new year.
Yes.
So if completions are your goal for 2020, definitely keep your eye on all these challenges because they're a great way to motivate you. And if you start at the beginning of the year, you're going to, I think, be more motivated than if you try to jump in like August.
For sure.
And there's no 120 preloads for Skeptical Mario to use this year, so everyone's going to start off at a more similar grounding.
And with Iron Fist of Snuffs, it's definitely better if you're more geared to better, quote-unquote, AAA games. You'll probably get more points in that, whereas Radalaikas, they really don't give you much. Right, Corey?
Starballs would like to talk to you.
Okay, that might be one of the exceptions. Next contest that we're going to talk about is the Gamertag Challenge. Nate, you want to go ahead and talk about that?
Sure. So this month is Doughboy, and we're still going. And the bonuses for that have been mentioned in previous shows, but you can check out the rule sheet for those if you're concerned that maybe you've forgotten something. We do have an announcement that next month the Gamertag is Officer Zero. We will be discussing further next week some of the bonuses, including a bonus game hopefully chosen by Officer Zero. And if not, then we will choose one ourselves.
Do we have an idea, or do we want to reveal what the bonus that isn't the bonus game bonus is?
The bonus
what is it, Nate?
The bonus we're floating right now is 1 extra draw per 0 gamer score achievement earned in the month of December to go along with Officer Zero.
And this wouldn't be capped at 1 per game. So a game like Cameo, I think, has a bunch of 0 pointers. If you got all of them, you'd get 1 per achievement unlock, correct?
Yeah, This is another chip situation.
The more 0 pointers you earn, the more entries you earn.
Get them goose eggs.
We have some eliminations in G-Task this week. The team with Iron Fist of Snuff is on it. He has been eliminated from the team side, and with that, also, R56 Cooper S11 has also been eliminated from the team side. Not bad. Good run. Good run, guys. Last week was really nice. No one was eliminated. Only 2 this week.
Great job.
Well, and everyone who made it through to this week on the team side is top 100 team for the year. So that's an exciting little
Nice.
badge to have. So good job, everyone.
Of
You
which
guys
we are
are going
Not that
included.
you get
Yay.
a site badge or anything.
You guys all still
Yeah,
going
I know,
strong and
somehow
actually
we
care
made
about
it.
this?
No?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, we're not in it to win it, so to speak, but we're still having fun with it for now. It hasn't gotten too stressful yet. But we've also popped a couple bonuses. I don't think either of you guys have yet.
No
Well,
bonuses here.
I think 1 week I popped one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm kind of done. Like, everything that I get now is just like, oh, that's nice. Guess I'm still playing.
All right. Well, with that, let's take it into Proclamation Point. Take it away, yo.
Proclamation Point.
He didn't say
I
it.
can't.
Hashtag
All right.
brag -camp. Happy now,
Vote.
Corey?
Vote in the Discord. What do you like more? Brag Camp or Proclamation Point?
You need to vote with your PP in this episode.
Giggity.
69. I cannot wait
Freshy
for these show notes.
Freshy Fresh 336669 has reached 150 completions. Mike Pitch Gong has 400 completions. And Toad Style Venom has reached a special club. Should we save it? No, we won't save it. 800 completions. Awesome job, Stan.
Woo!
Our next category is steaks. Sweet, I love steak.
That's still there from last week.
Gamer, my old teammate, who's most recently been seen on the back of a Canadian milk carton, is on a 350-day win streak. Miss Michelle is on
That's
something, 2,250-day win streak. Wow.
That's crazy.
And Mr. Matism is currently on a 6-year achievement win streak.
Wow. That's crazy. Good job, guys.
Whoa. That's crazy.
In Achievements 1, we have Hatton90. He's reached a new milestone of 3,500 achievements. AZ Mongoose with 5,000 achievements. Rocker Dude 5012 has reached a new milestone of 9,500 achievements. J Black has 11,000. Kronos has 12,000. Enigma Gamer 77, 16,000. Big L had to top that off with 17.5. And Wakapeil with 22,500.
Wow.
For gamer score, we have Toadstyle Venom, who has reached 800,000 gamer score. That is really impressive. Unless you're looking at Ace Dog 4 with 1 million, or Gensu, who also hit 1 million. So good job,
Way to
guys,
go.
and you too, Toad.
That's awesome.
This
Well then.
was a crazy happening. I don't remember if we've ever seen that before, but it does sound familiar. Where 2 people hit 1 million in consecutive days.
Wasn't it a Woo and someone
Bless
else
you.
that did that?
Wow, it's
There
been
we
a
go.
long time.
Wasn't it him and
It's
someone
such
else
a
did it in
long
like
time. I don't.
2 consecutive days?
It's very possible. I know Sim hit it some time
A
ago.
Woo has,
But he actually did kind of retire.
Okay, so no, it's not a Woo.
No.
Sasha
Maybe it was
Morning.
Sim
Hit
Sim
it.
City.
Maybe Sim and Sasha wouldn't have hit it at the same time. But either way, that's really impressive. And at least according to TA, I mean, that puts Ace Dog is currently at 101 on their list. So
Oh, wow. We broke 100.
TA tracks. Yeah, TA right now has 106 people at 1 million or more. I'm pretty sure the 2 that are right on 1 million. Well, Crazy, I think, hit it recently. I'm not sure. I know one of them did retire. He hit 1 million and he was done. So, but either way, they did finally break 100, and it's at 106 people according to TA's tracking.
So Ace Dog, I think, had a miscalculation. So unfortunately, he did not hit it on the nose. He overshot by 50 gamer score.
Yeah.
And of course,
It's okay. Xbox took that away so he could try again.
That's right. That disappeared.
Well, I was going to say, if you have a problem with overshooting, there is a pill for that.
Giggity.
There it is.
It's acceptable.
Guess we'll allow it
It's
this
acceptable.
episode.
You make all this magic. Just one.
Trying to find that.
He was like a score 1 million type.
Bomberman.
Bomberman.
Was it the Super Bomberman?
Si, senor.
Deja vu.
Si, senor. Yes. So Gensui got his 1 million gamer score in the game Super Bomberman R. I believe the achievement is called Bomb 1 million. And
there you go.
And it is a 48 ratio achievement.
Wow.
It's worth
Yeah,
40G, 1943 GA.
Jeez.
Yeah,
He had
that's
this
an
in mind for
obnoxious
God knows how
achievement.
long. And 21 people do have this achievement. And since I think it was Games with Gold, almost 50,000 people have it on their tag. So,
Yep.
yeah, so he did this. He definitely had this in mind. And he
Games with
definitely
Gold is a fairly popular title.
definitely hit a TA milestone with that also. So,
That's
I'm
awesome.
very proud of all our community members
1
as
million,
usual.
that's crazy. That's awesome.
I still don't have 1 million gamer score worth of points available on my tag to unlock. So
It's unreal.
Wow.
all right, moving on. Next set of milestones for TA score. We have Wheezy Fuzz at 500,000. What the Fug, who changes his name daily in Discord, has
it's
also hit
totally
a milestone
him.
of 600,000. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm sticking to it. Ragnarok 0272 has reached a milestone of 650,000. Chin Doctor at 1,250,000. Thank you for those commas. Jimbot UK 1.3 million. So awesome scores all around. And Jimbot UK could have had even more, but he gave up some time to play Rocket League for no achievements. So good on him.
Yeah, good on you.
For leaderboards, I hit the top 20 in New York, probably because New York's True Achievement leaderboard, probably because somebody moved. But it was a fun day to get there. High Road V2 has hit multiple leaderboard milestones. Top 1,000 of completed games leaderboard for Xbox One. Top 5,000 of the True Achievement leaderboard for racing. Top 10 of the Colorado True Achievement leaderboard for racing. And the top 5,000 of the True Achievement leaderboard. So good job on all those. Dark Lord Davis, he's now in the top 10,000 of the Gamerscore leaderboard for Hack and Slash. Ragnarok 0272 is in the top 10 of the Nebraska Gamerscore leaderboard for Sandbox. That's awfully specific. What the Fug is in the top 1,000 of the Gamerscore leaderboard for Party, also pretty specific. And I can't speak anymore. And Toadstyle Venom, who only hit 800,000 Gamerscore because he's a baby gamer, is now in the top 500 of the completed games leaderboard for Xbox One. I don't really mean that.
Wow.
Sure.
He definitely is a big baby. I'll give him that.
Well, I mean, I don't know how many of those 500 completed games are Radalaikas, but to his credit, he plays some more serious stuff.
As a quick aside, I don't remember if we've mentioned this on the show, but since TA has gone through its changes, the puberty, we get notifications on our milestones now. Because I guess it is possible you would miss them if you don't look at the feed. But I don't know if you've noticed that or not. It says, congratulations on your milestone, and congratulations on your completions. So you get those notifications.
Well, that means that Facial Flower has got a ton of notifications. Because he got a bunch of Vayner Nonsense leaderboard milestones here. So Facial Floor is now in the top 1,000 of the Gamerscore leaderboard for Metroidvania, top 200 for USA Gamerscore leaderboard for Metroidvania, top 20 for California completed games leaderboard for Metroidvania, top 200 in the USA completed games leaderboard for Metroidvania, and top 500 of the completed games leaderboard for Metroidvania.
Some good boards.
Yep. He actually prompted me to check the USA leaderboard, and not bragging, but number 15 there.
Dang.
Very nice.
Nice.
Also in the brag camp,
This is the
section
biggest brag of them
for
all.
personal life events that we are much more a part of your life because of, and that is Mike Pitch won a Taco Bell Xbox. That freaking jerk.
I am so jealous of that.
I guess it makes
So
sense
now
since
he
he
has
actually
two
bought
Taco
one.
Bell Xboxes, right?
2 Taco Bell Xboxes, an Elite controller, an Elite V2 controller.
The rich get richer.
Probably some Game Pass in there. Good job, Mike. It was worth waking up and entering at 4:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Goodness gracious.
Fun fact, 4:16, April 16th is his birthday, apparently.
Now I have a question.
Huh.
They give them away every 10 minutes?
Every 10 minutes,
So
there
why
is
would-
an opportunity to win.
Okay, so it's not assumed that it's on the 10s? Like, why would
Right.
he pick a 6?
Correct. He picked 4:16 because it's 4:16
I
is
understand
his
it's his
birthday.
birthday, but wouldn't you pick a 0 or 1?
Well,
No,
clearly
because
not.
I guess not.
There's a certain random 10-minute interval. In that 10-minute
Gotcha.
interval is when you could win. So it's not technically every 10 minutes, I bet you.
Okay.
But the other thing people say, or I've read in the Discord, is that if you're going to attempt this, you should try to hit enter as the seconds roll over, because that's probably when that window starts. Does that sound right, Corey?
Correct.
I thought you had said something about that.
That's the working theory.
And
So yeah, hit it right as the minute changes.
if you can also do it at a crazy time like 4:16 in the morning when most normal people are asleep, you
The streaming of the Taco Bell Xbox, they're not going to win.
you have a slightly better chance of winning.
The crappy part is I woke up that night and was on my phone when he posted that. That could have been me. That could have been me.
Now, did he say whether or not he won off of a purchased code or off of the one gimme code that they give to everybody?
That was his free code. He got
Wow.
he bought no meat canoes, he said. This
I'm even
Wow.
more jealous.
I'm a little offended. If I'm being honest.
I've bought one of those boxes, and it's because I started to eat the meat canoe, and I got about a third of the way through it, and I'm like, I can't do this. I'm so sick of these things because I ate so many of them damn things last year and didn't get an Xbox. That I'm still like just sick of them.
You're still pooping it out.
I'm still going. Pooping out my mouth. All right, well, on that lovely note, I guess we'll end the show. Oh, man, it's been a long one.
That was just a perfect level of silence right there.
Absolutely perfect. With that, I guess we'll end the show there. As always, if you enjoyed the show, please like and review us on your platform of choice. It would really help us out, help us find more listeners and grow the community. If you would like to send us a Twitter tweet, you can do so by sending us one on the Twitter at Achievements101. You can follow our Mixer and our Twitch, and you can see us also live streaming on YouTube now. All the places at Achievement 101 or AH101. If you follow us on YouTube, please do subscribe. That helps us out. Joining on the Discord, we have giveaways that go out. Everyone's there. It's a good old time. It's probably my most used app on my phone, on there all day long. Discord.io/AH101. If you're a Discord Nitro member, because you got Game Pass, boost our server. Get us more fun things to do, more things for Corey to play around with, instead of actually doing work while at work.
Whoa.
Stop playing with that.
Giggity.
69.
And if you enjoyed the show and you went in to the
You're
super
crazy.
top secret special chat, patron only chat, to get those super special patron only giveaways, you can check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/achievementhunting101. We realize not everyone that can help us out by sending us money, but for those that can, we greatly appreciate it. Hopefully, the money you're sending in is worth hearing the sexier Nate and Corey voices. Hopefully, that is worth it.
Hopefully they really are sexy.
Yay!
From what I'm
like Power
hearing, they're definitely
Rangers.
sexier.
I'm gonna go use a guide.
And with
that
that,
was
Class 69 is dismissed.
Class 69. What are you teaching us?
That's for Patreon only. Not really. I have absolutely no idea what to do with that one. See ya.
World premiere.
Now that X019 has passed, it's our obligation at VSS to cover all the latest news for those individuals who use podcasts as their news source days after the news broke. After the full slate of new releases announced at the show, and after a series of amazing releases in November alone, it's only fitting that VSS look at some of the games yet to be announced. If Radaleka can make an unforgettable football sports ball game called Football Game, and Pulse 10's games can create a feel-good romp about the responsibilities of caring for elderly citizens called Caretaker, and if Excalibur games can tackle the somber realities of heroin addiction with a game called Tracks, then my question is, where are these games at? I give you the top 3 games not announced at X019, but should have list. Number 3. Microsoft is really proud of their flight simulator that was highlighted at the X019 show, complete with a lengthy trailer. I mean, why wouldn't they be? What's more fun than booking a flight and flying somewhere? I don't know, maybe it's the medium-sized seats were designed decades ago before the average weight ballooned as quickly as my fellow travelers' guts. Did you know, educational portion, that since 1990, the average American's weight has increased by 20 pounds? Now, keep in mind, this is an average. So, non-gluttonous individuals such as myself that are holding the number steady through the 90s, that means that someone is pulling it up with a net gain of 40 on my behalf. And that person is probably sitting next to me on a plane. But I am not a plane engineer, but I'm fairly certain that these seats that that became the norm size of the plane seat game, I think that was set well before the 1990s, and I don't know what the rate of growth before the 90s was, but I'm sure it wasn't a decrease. Now, if it isn't the seats, maybe it's the screaming babies. Maybe it's the coughing, plague-infested travelers combined with the recirculated air, or maybe it's the bathrooms that are tinier than a porta potty, or maybe it's the 100 other annoyances involved with flying. In any case, who wouldn't want to relive these great moments with your achievement hunting? So bleep bloop, 50 gamer score for having patience and understanding by not kicking or punching the seat in front of you when they recline into your lap. Bleep bloop, 25 gamer score for being that guy that uses your headrest to pull yourself up from your seat. Ah, yes, love that guy. Now, bleep bloop, 50 gamer score for somehow getting in and out of that airplane bathroom without touching anything. I can't wait. Now, instead of this flight simulator, why not revisit a classic with Rocket Knight 2? That's right. It's almost been 10 years since that old awesome possum took flight in what is hands down the best possum aviator game on the market. Unfortunately, it was a 200-pointer, so nobody cares about it anymore. But there are so many more adventures that our brave possum can go on in 4K and with the proper 1K gamer score that it deserves. Now, more importantly, Rocket Knight features a single passenger jet, so that can alleviate all the problems that you encounter during Microsoft's Flight Simulator. Bring back Rocket Knight. It's been playing dead long enough. Number 2. While Xbox is busy pioneering all this new technology with big updates on xCloud in which you can access your games on any devices where take out your phone and there's your Xbox. Now, where they missed the mark, it was in not addressing their existing devices. I am, of course, talking about the Kinect. No new Kinect titles were announced at X019, which is upsetting given all the ground that's left uncovered. Now, specifically, where are the running games? I enjoy running, and I enjoy playing Xbox. Why am I being left out just so people can play games on their cell phones? Developers, give people what they want. Give them Runner for Kinect. In Runner for Kinect, you run in place for the entire game as the screen takes you along your running path of choice. Runner for Kinect would feature a career mode where you have the opportunity to train for the big race. You train on the same path each day and put a little something in the code where it timestamps it so you have to wait a minimum of about 12 hours before being allowed to access the training for the next day. And then after a few months, you get the opportunity to run in the big race. Now, once you get that opportunity, it's going to work a lot like that Bladder of Steel Chivo in Rock Band 2, in that it must be ran in one session. Bloop bloop, 50 gamer score for finishing a half marathon in under 2 hours. Or bloop bloop, 50 gamer score for finishing a full marathon in under 4 hours. Undoubtedly, the Kinect will think that you're, box fans or whatever you use to fool it, is the most athletic box fan or stuffed animal on the block. Now, you could actually add some DLC to this. Add some scenic nature runs you could download, some DLC, get a little extra bloop bloops in there. Tons of possibilities. Unfortunately, XO snubbed it yet again. And this year, Runner for Kinect faces the agony of defeat. Number 1. Minecraft Dungeons got an extended look at X019, complete with actual gameplay that was conducted by hostesses that were either not very good at games or had never seen a dungeon crawler before. Not sure which. Now, with the plethora of DLC that has been issued to the Minecraft games, as well as the original games, and as well as the 30-ish episodes available with good old Minecraft story mode stack, do we really need to go back to this well? Microsoft? How about giving us something new with that name brand feel? I got the solution for you. I give you Minecraft. That's right. This is the world's first immersive mime game. Now in this game, you play an unnamed mime that practices his craft, hence Minecraft, of being a mime. And, levels up and it's kind of RPG elements. So, for example, a level 1 mime might be able to entertain audiences by being able to pull an imaginary rope. But a level 3 mime can drive an imaginary car, and honk the imaginary horn. Oh man, put the imaginary seatbelt on. Now, boss fights, I thought about this too. Boss fights would include our mime hero battling an invisible box that he must find his way out of before time elapses. Now, this game, of course, would be compatible with the Kinect, as I mentioned before, as well as be microphone enabled. Why microphone? Well, if you make any noise while playing this game, you imaginary die, and you must reload your latest imaginary checkpoint. The upside, however, of doing so, of course, is that doing so would unlock bleep bloop 50 gamer score for failing for the first time, because we all know that a mime is a terrible thing to waste. And that's exactly why it is the number 1 game that should have been mentioned at X019, Minecraft. Top 3, blank lines on my sheet. Number 3, number 2, and number 1. Thanks for listening, y'all.
Hello everyone, I'm Wakapeil, and in a hurry, so I'll just tell you something most of you already know. Tracks, the train set game, was just released into Game Pass and can right now be completed in around 30 minutes, but might become more time consuming in the future. New levels of the passenger mode has been promised, which is where you will spend most of your time. The developers might even patch a current exploit, which you can use to effectively teleport your train around levels by dropping your spawn point and resetting your train by holding the view button. This is the button formerly, well, technically currently known as the back button, by the way. Should they patch this exploit, the playtime required for a completion will most likely at least quadruple. The game itself is fine for what it is, but I can't really tell you more as I barely played it but completed it this morning before leaving for work. That's it for me this week. Have a nice day, everyone.